Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Pour here on a Monday. Barnes and Tony, once again, what's going on, brother?
Not much, dude. Excited to be here. Good weekend, solid weekend. Friendsgiving, the turkey, the cheesesteak all went well. So yeah, dude, it was a nice preliminary Thanksgiving, to be honest. Now I'm like kind of more riled for Thanksgiving dinner, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which is good, dude.
Yeah, and let's just say this week is going to be nuts because just over the last couple of days, some plans came into fruition.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Wednesday. A couple of us are going to in Portchester, Sergio Saw Pit. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's supposed to be this like really good Italian restaurant. Sam's actually been there. She said it was awesome.
Sergio.
So we're gonna do that on Wednesday. Obviously, Thanksgiving Thursday, and then Friday, UConn game with Mark, Illinois, and this will jump the Florida. Definitely doing the video. Like I've told Michael a couple times, he has to. I think this is part of like the maturity process for Michael.
They're playing Illinois.
Playing Illinois should hammer
them. Yeah,
I don't know what the line is, but I mean, I don't even. I could be wrong, but I don't even think Illinois is ranked, honestly.
Yeah, I have no idea, to be honest, but that sounds pretty sick. At UConn, right? They're playing at UConn. Nothing crazy. Okay, awesome, dude. Let's go.
Oh no, at the Garden.
Oh no shit, dude. Let's go. We're going to the Garden.
Yeah, I mean, wow. I stand corrected. They're 8th, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Especially because I mean, UConn coming off of that loss against Arizona. They really want to like prove themselves and not to have a second loss here. I mean, first month of the season, that wouldn't feel too great coming off the disappointing follow-up season to 2 straight national championships.
Oh man, I wish I could be like with Buckter when he sees that video that you said in the video.
That's it. And then it'll be on the show tomorrow, definitely. That's the type of pool that I have.
Oh my goodness, dude.
What do we got? What do we got in the comments here?
I mean, of course, we were just speaking of the devil, dude.
Yes.
We do have Michael Buckter here, who says Luka absolutely nutmegged the S out of Kevin Love last night. I did see the play, dude, between the legs, very nice.
Didn't see it. I didn't know the NBA still exists. I thought they went out of business.
Oh, it's funny, dude.
Didn't they also barely beat the Jazz? Am I not mistaken?
Oh, the Lakers?
Yeah, I think they won by like 2 or something. Like, what's up? How come that's not in the comments, Michael?
Yeah, how come that's not in the comments, dude? And then speaking of in the comments, we have the Yearney himself, dude. How about them Packers? Lake Show holds off Utah. Okay, so watch out, Brian. Great weekend in sports for me, he says.
And I would say with the Packers, I mean, obviously you needed to win there. You did, divisional game. But Jordan Love absolutely destroying my fantasy team. This is the worst fantasy collapse I've ever had. I was in position 4 out of 5 leagues to make the playoffs. Now, maybe 0. Honestly.
Are you serious?
My best team out of 5 is 5-5. And then I have 3, 5, and 7. So the 5 and 7s, it's like you basically got to win the last 2 weeks, get help. I mean, it's like the stretch run for, any of the sports, really, like getting into the playoffs, like same thing.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
Donna Lee in the house, though, says good morning, all.
Good morning, Donna.
And then I guess Ernie says a lot of Tatis talks, Barnes. I don't know.
Yes, they're talking about the Yankees getting Tatis. We'll definitely talk. Yes. No, they're gonna bring the father out. Yeah. I love it. I was just texting Matt because we were texting.
That would be wild.
This, and it's just like that's the thing the Yankees like to do: not sign a free agent, but trade for somebody, and especially feeling like it's a discount that they need some of the money. So I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah, definitely. And then he says, "What's up, Donna?" Donna says, "Hi." Josh B says, "Yo, what up, fam? What's up, Josh?" I guess we and Kev do having a good time. That was yesterday, right? They were sending us some photos.
At the golf.
Dinner too afterwards. A little date night.
Kev
do.
I did get the invite, but it just wasn't in the cards. But I think over the winter, like all of us should meet up with them.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, we should get the invite,
No, come on, Tony. They want you. No, like you don't think they want you there.
Yeah.
Like, come on, that's ridiculous.
That would have been in the cards either for me. All right, dude. Donnelly says good morning, Joshy. He says good morning back, and then Michael Butler says good stuff, Barnes, except the UConn.
Get ready for the video, Michael. The Stella.
No one gives a F about UConn and cry baby early. It says Luca all day. And then Donna says, does Tonezy's mom make lasagna as well?
And what I would say, first of all, lasagna for everybody.
Yes.
But also, Donna, I mean, what doesn't Tony's mom make? I don't think really, right? There's never been one thing like, not in the repertoire. I don't think so.
No, you can ask her, she'll figure it out. She'll make it. It's good. It's oh my God. Ridiculous. Dude. So pumped, dude. She actually called me yesterday, laying down the menu for the weekend because I'll be home for the whole weekend. Yeah. Out to dinner in the city steakhouse on Saturday. Gonna eat. Dude, it's gonna be my goodness, dude. And then let's see. Michael Buckton talking shit. And then Don says, Barnesy. And then I just got a hi from Donna. Oh my God, and he's excited. And then there we go. Buckton with the threats. Gonna block you on Friday. Okay.
Well, like I said, I know the pull I have with Michael Butka. So if there's a block, there's this and that, he'll be back. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like kind of like a build it, they'll come.
Exactly.
Like same thing.
Exactly.
Same thing. He'll be back. He can't stay away. So yeah, that's it for the comments. But a little something different.
That's right.
We talked about this on Friday. We're gonna have joining us now the Bruins PA announcer Jake Zimmer.
Good morning. What's up, gents? How's it going? I'm happy to be here. Coming off lots of good sports stuff going on. A lot of UConn talk on this too, man. And they beat up on my Bryant Bulldogs last night. Couldn't stay out of the way. They did not cover a 35.5 point spread, so at least Bryant's got the hat to hang that on. But no, super excited to be here, guys.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Jake. And it's crazy how it just all came together. And I was telling Tony how we grew up, same town, obviously, playing video games 20 years ago. It was like MLB 2K, probably.
We were running back 2K. That was, I think, one of the last years that college hoops 2K was still a thing, too. That had to have been, oh my God, 2007. That's nuts.
Oh yeah, no, unbelievable. And then I remember going to the Yankee game with you, old Yankee Stadium. I mean, it's just crazy how long ago that was, and how much has transpired since then. And it just was unbelievable running into you at Mohegan Sun a couple weeks ago when you were doing the UConn game. So just awesome. Really just interested to hear kind of, all about, how everything kind of came to fruition. I know we were talking about that briefly. But just if you wouldn't mind, just for our viewers and stuff, how did you get to the point where you became PA announcer? I know you're doing the Bruins, you do basketball, all these different things. How did that all come about?
Yeah, man. Honestly, a lot of luck, right? Been grinding for better part of the last 11 years. One of my favorite stories was, very much doing like a student radio kind of deal at Bryant, and the athletics office. I'm doing some random basketball game back in the dark days of Bryant basketball too, before they were good, right? Like the 3 and 28 years where there's maybe 200 fans in the stands, the one of the Bryant athletic communications staff comes up to me. They're like, "Hey, you're pretty good at this. Would you like to do the same thing and get paid?" Right? And as a freshman in college, you're like, "Yeah, that's a 30 a Keystone right there." So, ended up getting a lot of reps with the Bryant athletic department back in the day, and that really just kind of ignited the love for sports broadcasting. Basketball turns over their head coach. They build a new gym. They say, "Hey, we need a PA announcer. You want to give this a whack?" So that was how I kind of forayed into the world of PA announcing. Did some D1 basketball for a bit, filled in at Providence and other schools, and then filling at the Bruins a couple times. They bring me in, so I'm coming on year 4 of basically doing every Bruins home game. Feels like yesterday, but it feels like a billion years, honestly. So. Just super grateful. Fell into a lot of lucky situations. It's 90% of the sports industry, as you guys know, is just luck. It's being in the right place at the right time. Super exciting field and super exciting time to be PA announcer.
And that's awesome. That's just so exciting. I can't imagine what it's like to be there for all the games and just have that view of everything. And me and Tony are big on hockey, and it's kind of ironic. I don't know about you, but growing up, knowing that my family liked hockey, I had no interest in hockey. I kind of laughed at the notion, like watching hockey. This is stupid. Now I love it. I think regular season wise, like I just have this, overwhelming obsession with the Yankees. But besides that, I would say on like your sports where, it's not football, you're going once a week, where it's an everyday league, I think hockey is the best. And I was just curious for you, was that something you kind of grew into, or have you been like a hockey fan for a little bit now?
No, you almost described my experience to a T, Brian, right? Like I honestly grew up not watching a lot of hockey, right? If I did, like, my exposure to hockey was going down to, the arena at Harbor Yard and watching the Bridgeport Sound Tigers play, which that's a universal Fairfield County experience, of course. But so if anything, like, I was watching Rick DiPietro on the Islanders, and like, the hockey that was on in our house was typically the Islanders, right? So then the Bruins won the Cup in 2011, and that was like, all right, yeah, maybe this could be my team, right? But it's ironic that, a lot of those stories of getting involved in the sports world are, this was my dream team. I grew up watching it. Like, that was not the case for me with the Bruins, right? Like, and I think that honestly may have helped me approach it more objectively, right? And really come into my own as, kind of a hockey PA announcer. But now I'm hooked, right? Like, I'm a Bruins fan forever at this point. Hockey's a hell of a sport. It's one of the, I firmly stand by that these are the best athletes in the world, right? They're skating down, as someone that can't even really skate well, that's just baffling to me that they're able to do this every night. They're able to skate, 25 miles an hour sometimes, and just beat the crap out of guys while they're doing it too. So it's like a drug, this sport. It's crazy.
Yeah. And it's funny. You think about how one thing leads to another. Tony and the rest of our career had went to a ESPN event a couple years ago. And then you fast forward to now, we've went to a couple of those, and we've actually interviewed Rick DiPietro because we,
no way.
Yeah. Rick and Dave in the morning all the time. So he's a great guy.
Madman.
And it's just so funny. Like, I'm sure it's the same thing for you, Tony. Like, growing up, like, you never thought like you were gonna meet Rick DiPietro. It's just kind of crazy how that works out.
Yeah, let alone be so close to him.
Yeah. So that's been awesome. Now, just kind of one thing I just kind of thought you'd probably have some insight to this, being that you're at all the Bruins game, and me and Tony have talked about this, and we've kind of made fun of Tony over the years because we do our picks every day that he's kind of like a secret Bruins fan, even though he's a Rangers fan. And one discussion we've had a lot is about Marchand. And I know, like, just the general reports there was just, they couldn't come to terms on the contract, so they traded him. Was there anything else there, or is it just really like just a tight cap situation, and he wouldn't back down from what he wanted, and they had to get rid of him?
Yeah, it's a great question, right? And like, I think I get asked about all the insider team stuff on the daily, right? Of course, by everybody, and naturally, it's like, oh, well, what's really going on? And it's important to understand that I'm way on the outside of most team stuff, right? So like, for me to objectively assess the team performance and all that, right? Like, that's super difficult for me to do, right? As someone that works for the team. Like, what I can tell you here is that being inside the four walls of TD Garden a couple weeks ago, right, when Marchand came back, that was, as someone that did not grow up, as we just established, as that Marchand like super fan, right? And someone that came to appreciate him later on, you could tell all that was super genuine, right? Like, that's my perspective on it, is like, everyone was asking like, oh, were you sobbing as much as he was, blah, blah, blah. And the answer was no, I was just in shock, right? This would have, I'm trying to draw like a baseball or Yankee comparison. It's like almost if the Yankees traded Derek Jeter at one point, right? Like, if they had a downturn,
right.
And Jeter was like, hey, you got to trade me. You can't come to terms with me. You got to give me to, I don't know, the Blue Jays, I guess, in this example, right? Because that's the biggest analogy I can give. But yeah, what I can tell you is the guy just loved being a Bruin. I think it's very clear to me that, and just through the media interviews, that like he's okay with being involved in the franchise when he's done, right? So yeah, it's unfortunate, obviously, that, the former captain's not there anymore. But yeah, what I can tell you is that was super genuine, than what we saw a couple weeks ago. And what a tribute too. That was super cool to be a part of, for sure.
Yeah, no. That must have been awesome to be there for that. And another thing I just happened to think of, because you're mentioning the Yankees, and we had talked quickly about that at Mohegan, when I saw you. But since then, we had the Trent Grisham, accepting the qualifying offer. What were your thoughts on that?
I don't know why people are so pissed about this now with a week of hindsight. And I admittedly have not heard your guys' takes yet. So feel free to, if this is an unpopular take here on the show, then let me have it here. But But look, I mean, they took a gamble, right, of the $22 million, assuming that he's probably not. They were probably trying to get a pick out of it too. But I think I don't think this should change the plan. Honestly, you got to go out and re-sign Bellinger. If not, you got to go try to you got to wow Kyle Tucker somehow, and then you have to consider trading Dominguez. Right, it's that simple. Right, I think you maybe take some offers on Jones. You call up the Detroit Tigers, see what the Scooble offer is. Right, there's flexibility you can still do. Like I understand that people are not happy that it's a $22 million hit, and Steinbrenner says he's not going over the $300 million, and that just makes things a little bit more convoluted here. Yeah, I'm already getting into the comments here. Trading Dominguez? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
look, I like Dominguez. I think.
Are you kidding me? Why would you trade him?
I think they look. I like him, right? I think they should have him a part of their plans. But look, if you can get a superstar for as part of a package for him, I think it's a call you have to make. But we'll see what happens with Cashman too. I think unfortunately he's going to be there for the foreseeable future. But I don't know if he's. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, we've had a lot of conversations about that. And it's funny. I personally am just not a fan. And I just get the general sense of most teams, you make the playoffs every year, you're competitive. You don't have any years where everything falls apart, that most of the league is going to sign up for that. But I feel like the Yankees, are a different standard. So just having the same guy in there. And then the thing that just pisses me off more than anything with him, not even his arrogance, but I just feel like player development, minor leagues. I mean, the Yankees should have as many resources as anybody. You want to say the Dodgers have more, sure. But besides that, and to constantly not being developing, positioning players, just not bringing them up at the right time. I mean, those are the type of things that it just would be so refreshing to have someone else in here, with new ideas. And it was kind of funny. What was it? I think it was 2 years ago, Tony, when we were at Mad Dog, and I asked him, in my opinion, and maybe it's a little strong, I'm like, I think he's honestly bottom 5. And Mad Dog was like, that's a little strong. Yeah. That's a little strong. But I'm just curious. I mean, what do you think about that? I mean, that's just what frustrates me. It's like, how could we be this bad at drafting and developing?
Yeah, look, I think what did me in with this whole Boone Cashman regime thing was Boone continuing to say last year, we are the best team in baseball, right? We're feared, right? But what he's not describing reality. He's describing the Los Angeles Dodgers to a T, right? That's what the Dodgers are. That's what they want the Yankees to be. Who doesn't want that? I'm sure. But that's just not what that team is. The Yankees are a team of guys that hit a lot of home runs, strike out a lot, play below average defense, which we learned from the shortstop, who I see that in the comments too. For the record, I think they should move on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Volpe had
for a full season. I think he could grow as a player. I know he's been an underwhelming offensive player, but since he came to the Yankees last year, he plays defense. And then when was the last time we had a guy who's stealing 50 bags? I mean, I just love that element. I hope he gets off to a hot start, and then it kind of forces their hand.
Yeah, for sure. And look, let's see what happens with Volpe here, right? I think they should move on personally. And it's unfortunate because I really liked the kid, right? 3 years ago, I think it was impossible not to at least draw the comparison, of past Yankee shortstops. When he comes up, it's like, wow, maybe we're cooking with something here, right? But I don't know if you guys recall what A-Rod said a couple of months ago on this. He's like, look, I don't know what the Yankees analytics department's seeing, but teach this guy how to bunt, right? Teach this guy how to get on base. The swinging for 35, 40 homers a year, they've got 7 guys that can do that, right? If anything, take those resources and throw them at Ben Rice and say, good, hey, now you can be a 45, 50 home run hitter a year. But I actually fully agree with A-Rod. That comparison's been stuck in my head. It's like, teach this guy how to get on base where, he hits 20 homers and 110 RBIs and steals 35, 40 bases a year. That's what I think they should do.
Yeah, and I think the problem is, again, why we get mad at Cashman is because it feels like a lot of moves, it's like, oh, he's not going to make them because he doesn't want to admit a mistake, and then, it ends up costing us. So, we'll see what happens with Volpe. And I think in terms of Trent with the $22 million, I think we all recognize regular season, he was really clutch, but just faded down the stretch, wasn't good in the playoffs. So I think the biggest thing is not so much that he's back, but it's just seeing how tight we've been with our budget, we're just like hoping that doesn't not only cost us from being able to bring someone else in, but that blocking, Dominguez and Jones. And I think, even though we've kind of wanted to like see those guys get their opportunity, I think we would welcome trading them for somebody that's like a big time player. And there's been some rumblings about Tatis, and I think that is a risk worth taking. I think he's only going to be 27 next year. What do you think about them doing something like that?
Yeah, I was just looking at that before I hopped on here, just to look at his salary and all that stuff. That contract, firstly, is not bad in the near term, right? It's like, I think it's only it gets up to like a $26 million hit in the next 3 years or something like that. It's less beforehand. That thing gets nasty at the sunset. I think it ends up like a $34 million or something like that. So in his fading years, I can already see the writing on the wall. If the Yankees don't win another World Series, it's he's bums. He's going to turn into DJ, right? Like all this stuff, right? But I don't know. I think the odds of that happening, honestly, in my assessment, are very low. I understand what Michael Kay is saying. I think does it make sense? Sure. I think if they don't get Bellinger or Kyle Tucker, then you got to make another splash, right? Now, what does a haul look like? That's the question. I really don't know. And you talk about giving up Spencer Jones and Lombard and all this stuff. Like, are you going to use that to give up Tatis? And that's not something that makes me very enthusiastic right now. But if the haul is right, I think it is absolutely worth bringing him in to go play left field for a couple of years. You throw him around after that, see where he best lines up in this Yankee lineup. And no, the comments is, I did not say give up Lombard for Tatis. I did not say that at all. I said there's been talk about, like, for the superstars, is he part of some package? He should not be part of that for Tatis. No way.
The comments get so crazy. And Goon Collector,
don't worry about it.
All the time. I'm saying Tony sees it. You should see, like, we do like these shorts, TikToks, with predictions. Anytime you're wrong about anything, it's like full attack, like this guy's crazy, all this.
I respect it, though. That's the fans you need here. You need the fans to keep you accountable, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. But yeah, I think with Tatis, I think it would depend on if we're gonna take on the whole contract. I don't think we'd have to give up that much. So that's why I'm just thinking like remote possibility, him or Seager, because it seems like lately the Yankees don't want to sign any big free agent, but they prefer to do a trade and then get salary relief or not give up a lot, kind of like, I know it was a while ago, but what they did for Stanton. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I've wanted to get Murakami as well, but obviously we haven't landed a Japanese player in a while. But that's just what I want to see us attack, because I feel like we have a championship rotation, maybe a couple tweaks in the bullpen, but the lineup just needs to be different. And I hate that there is a possibility that we could have the same exact starting lineup next year, and I think that would be just a grave mistake.
Yeah, and look, but the thing for me is I think they've got to be all in on getting Bellinger back. How great was he this year, right? Like he played great defense, first of all, which was like, holy crap, after the playoffs last year, you knew he was going to save you a couple times in the outfield, no matter where he was playing. But Bellinger, more importantly, gives you the flexibility to kind of develop Ben Rice too, right? And to save, and for Goon Collector's purposes, you get to keep Dominguez, you get to start him in left field every day and call it a day, right?
Yeah.
And then you rotate Bellinger through, like you have him play first, you have him play all three positions in the outfield, right? You have Ben Rice catch. Wells becomes more of a bench platoon kind of guy, right? So I think that's a guy they need on this roster, right? Like, honestly, now there's some pressure with the Mets involved too. I think the Mets are certainly going to do something after they traded Nimmo yesterday, which I don't know if you guys hit that yet. That's a crazy trade for me. I still don't understand why they did that. I don't know. Is Marcus Semien going to move the needle for them? But does it free them up to get the outfielder? Probably does. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, no, and it's funny. We didn't talk about this yet. And Tony's our resident Mets fan here.
Yes, I am.
So I haven't asked him about it. We haven't talked about it, but I would imagine that you are tight about this trade.
Yeah, no, I am. I mean, it doesn't really, again, unless you like replace him like with like Kyle Tucker or something in your outfield, it's like, but again, I would imagine this is like
a precursor.
Exactly. A first of many moves that you're going to see the Mets make. Because like, what do they really need Marcus Semien for at this point? Like,
yeah, no, exactly. I mean, obviously a declining player,
35 years
player.
old. Yeah, older.
He's getting hurt too. He had a bad year last year. He was, and look, I still think, could he salvage it? Yeah, there's time, right? And the majority of his prime was really good, right? So if you get any of that back, then great. Maybe it was worth a little, but to give up a consistent outfielder like Nimmo, who, you know, Tony, I guess your thoughts are probably that he should have been a Met for life, just like every other Met fan I've talked to, because he just loved being a Met, right? But that was a little
crying over it, dude. Like.
But I feel like though it's the return for you. I feel like it like you were okay with getting rid of him, right? Isn't it just the fact that it's like you get Semien?
No, I mentioned.
Like
I mean,
worse.
You know, he was in talks about being traded like, immediately, like once the season ended, kind of. So like I was kind of ready for that. I wasn't like upset about that. I mean, he's someone also that has had some holes in his defense, holes obviously in his offense as well. But yeah, you would expected more return. I did. I expect more return. And like you guys are saying, like, sure. I mean, maybe Semien can kind of like get back to center a little bit this year, and you would imagine he's still going to be Gold Glove caliber play in terms of defense, which is good, I guess, for second base. But it's just like you got to replace Nimmo's offense, Well,
and then I would imagine too. Does that mean McNeil gets traded?
I would imagine McNeil is not, unless McNeil's been moved to the outfield full time. But I mean,
no, I mean
that would put him in left field.
Right.
Imagine if that's the move, though. Like it's like, oh well, Semien's gonna come in, and then
that's not good. Like what kind of swap is that?
I don't think so. After missing the playoffs last year, the only thing is like I don't think the Mets are getting Tucker because I just feel like they need pitching, and that would be a lot of money to commit to Tucker. Offense wasn't the problem really last year.
No, of course not. But again, like now you're kind of I feel like this move like just poked a hole in your outfield. You already needed a new more outfielders, like. And I guess you re-signed Taylor, which is fine,
but like not necessary.
Not really.
They don't want to trot Jose Siri out there in center field for another year. I think they should.
Gosh, and then I see Goon saying here, did the Mets re-sign Pete Alonso? Jake, what do you think about that? It seems like there's a lot of talk that he's not coming back. I don't want it to happen, but it feels like he's going to go to the Red Sox. I don't know. I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, I mean, the Red Sox need to kind of do something there, right? Who knows what Tristan Casas is going to be after this, first of all, right? And I think the consensus is that they will – I think he's going to be healthy to start the year next year, right? That's what they're saying. And
I think so.
But, yeah, I mean, if you bring in Alonso, then you have to accept that one of them is going to probably be the full-time DH, I guess. That's without even doing any research on where else Alonso could even play. Like, I guess you stick him in left field like they do with all the crappy defenders like Hanley Ramirez back in the day. But, I don't know. That would really stink because I think Alonso is still got a lot of juice left, right? He's a really good hitter. I think he has to go to somewhere where he can play every day and be in the lineup every day. But –
And it's just like I hate to say it, but I just feel like over the monster. I mean, it feels like he would hit 60 home runs. So I'm hoping that the Mets, re-sign him.
But isn't that kind of, to your point, kind of what the Red Sox need right now, right? Like they just need a vet or two that have kind of been there before and understand what it takes to kick it into another gear. And I think does Alonso fit that mold? I would say so. He strikes me as someone, honestly, like cut from the same cloth as Bregman, if that makes any sense in terms of pedigree, right? Not in terms of skill set, but like just the same pedigree where you bring in a vet and you say, okay, all these young dudes that, clearly have the potential. We saw that with Roman Anthony. I thought we saw some good shades of Romy Gonzalez, some other guys on that roster that were really good for the Red Sox this past season. You bring in a vet and all of a sudden it becomes like, all right, now they're cooking with gas here,
Yeah. So no, it'll be interesting. We don't want them getting too good though. That could be a problem. But it is interesting. Yeah, it feels like now with the Mets doing that and not getting Tucker, like maybe they're positioning for Bellinger. So that's something we got to watch out for. And it's interesting. As much as I like Bellinger, I do just like because besides Wells and Volpe and Rice kind of came on as last year went, we haven't given our system like a lot of chances in terms of like the position players. So I wouldn't necessarily hate not re-signing Bellinger, and then you have that spot definitely in left field, whether it's Jones or Dominguez. But how do you feel about either Jones or Dominguez playing every day? I mean, do you think do you like that idea?
I think Dominguez should get his shot personally. And Aaron Boone's saying, oh, he'll play every day next year. I don't trust a word Aaron Boone says anymore, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's safe to say it's like whatever comes out of his mouth, it's just like, all right, just put on the back burner. We'll see what happens. He'll backpedal. But yeah, I think that's what I would really like to see is Dominguez get a shot in left field first, right? We've heard about this kid for what 6 years pre-COVID, I feel like, right? Where he's he's coming out of I think it was the Dominican Republic as like a 17-year-old. This kid's the next Babe Ruth. And yeah, we've seen him. He's way faster than I thought he was, right? That's the big takeaway for me is, all right, this guy is not just like a power hitter, a good fielder, but he can run the bases really well too. And that's somewhere where the Yankees have historically been pretty bad the last couple of years until they bring him up. They bring Caballero in, which I thought was an awesome get, by the way, is Caballero. I hope they find a way to, keep him on the roster for the next couple of years and get him some routine kind of utility infield reps. I think he should be the everyday shortstop next year, honestly, but we all know that's not going to happen. So yeah, that's what I would really love to see is like ideal state is it's Dominguez's job to lose or at least get some relatively good playing time there. I'm worried if they don't sign Bellinger though. I'm almost more worried in that scenario of like than trotting out the same lineup as last year. I'd way rather have Bellinger in there than not. And if it delays Dominguez by a year, then awesome, right? And then you move on from Grisham and call it a day. Or maybe have we ruled out they're going to try to flip Grisham on this 1-year qualifying offer deal? It might be a bit unconventional, but
yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I think Tony, right? I thought I heard that it's June you have to wait. Is that the case? But which they still could wait till June on him, which is interesting. And then you'd hope he gets off to a hot start because the whole thing with him is, I mean, he was really good. But one thing that bothers me, and it's not just him, obviously Volpe, Wells are part of this. I just cannot stand the terrible plate discipline, especially a guy like both him and Wells, but specifically Wells. Like Wells should not be a 210 hitter. That guy could hit 40 home runs, but he just swings at pitches at his feet. So that's the thing that I just want to see improved. And I think that's what bogs him down is just the bad plate discipline.
And that's why it would make so much more sense if you were able to start a guy like Bellinger first, or maybe like, in this scenario, everybody's talking about when Judge ultimately goes to first base like that. I think that's on the table if they don't get Bellinger over the next couple of years, right? Maybe not now because you still have his arm, although what will his arm look like after Aaron Boone gaslit everyone and told him he wasn't injured last year? So that gives you so much flexibility to just make Rice your everyday catcher, right? The kid he's one of my favorite guys on this team, right? Ben Rice is. I think that's consensus. Like, big dude, lefty bat, power hitter. He just seemed to get the clutch play every single time he was up last year. It would just give them so much more flexibility there. But Goon Collector actually was kind of thinking what I'm thinking as well too with the Stanton stuff, right? Like what's Stanton going to look like, right? And obviously the playoffs the last couple of years, that's not a guy that, like, when the Yankees have been in the World Series without Stanton, no, they probably wouldn't have been, right? Yeah. So that's not somebody you can just say, hey, to hell with you, right? But it is somebody you kind of have to start planning against of, okay, how are you going to piece this together in the regular season when he inevitably gets injured? And are you comfortable committing everyday resources to a guy that is not going to play, more than 100 games, basically? So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting because obviously he was bad in the playoffs last year, great the years before. We know that he never plays more than like 100 games or even 100 games. So I just feel like, is it really worth it if it's like, a team is just going to pay him $10 million, you have to eat the other 30 to get rid of him? Or do you just keep him and just hope that next playoffs, he's hot and just know he's going to miss a lot of time, but really missing a lot of time is kind of good because then it kind of opens up the DH spot and gets those young guys more at bats.
He's got 2 years left on his contract, and the Marlins are paying $10 million of those per year. So they're really paying 20. I just eat it, right? I just figure it out. I get you through. You get through those 2 years, and then you say thanks for everything, and you give him a ceremony at Old Timers Day when he comes back, and that's it.
It's tough because the high fastball, it's like, especially once and he was struggling over that last couple of years. I think it got worse last year. It's like that's something when you're older, like you're not going to just fix. So that definitely is a problem. And just the whole thing with him, I feel like it's not like we got him when he was too old. It really is just unfortunate. I mean, we got him at the height of his powers. But I don't know if it's just like his training regimen, but like that did him in, and we never got what we imagined when we traded for him. But him and Judge hitting back-to-back, hitting 50 home runs each in a season. I mean, we never even got close to that, it felt like.
No, and that's what really stinks. And I think that's what the Yankees brought him in to do, right? It was like, and that's the same thing they brought Aaron Boone in to do, was like, hey, we're not getting over the hump with Joe Girardi, whatever, we're close, but we haven't got there. Aaron Boone will get us there, right? And here we are, right? Aaron Boone and Giancarlo Stanton, they've got nothing to show for it. So it's unfortunate. I think Stanton gave them some really good years, some excellent playoff moments, but in the grand scheme of things, this will go down as an era for the Yankees, unfortunately, where it's they did nothing, right? They went to the World Series once.
Yeah.
And even that was, kind of embarrassing after game one, or with game one. And we all know how that ended. We don't have to relive it, but yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, that was tough. I actually went to the first 3 games. The only World Series games I ever went to. Of course, they lose all 3 of them. So that was tough. That was definitely tough. Now, like, obviously we want to get back there. And it felt like last year, I mean, we were just like completely overmatched, against the Blue Jays. Is it as simple for you, like in terms of, let's say we match up with Toronto again, and even in the regular season, they dominated us, like just more contact? I mean, because it seems like we couldn't make contact with them, but then also our pitchers couldn't get them out either. I mean, what do you think that blueprint is for the Yankees to get past Toronto?
I think they got to figure out the bullpen, right? And I don't really know what that means, because I think the trade deadline on paper, you would have said, wow, all right, this is really good, right? And then we all know what happened is what was that? The day after, I think they were playing the Marlins, and Bednar was the only one that came in and recorded an out after those guys. So it's like, oh God. Yeah. Oh my God. Jake Bird. I forgot about him. He was a trade deadline acquisition. They kept him in Scranton, but I figure that, and for me, call me certified insane. I actually would like to see Devin Williams back with the Yankees, right? I think he figured it out. I think he got through. There was that stretch where he was about to get run out of town, and I was at the center of that. I was at the front of that line, trust me. But I think he put in the work and understood, like, all right, look, I suck right now. I've got to figure this out. And I wish his manager had half of the willpower to make that decision 2 weeks beforehand, right? And say, hey, you're benched until you figure this out, right? So I think he was actually probably their best bullpen guy besides Bednar in the playoffs. I think it was a nice 1-2 punch they had with Williams and then Bednar. So do what you can to keep Williams. I think it's time to move on from Weaver. Unfortunately, he was a great closer in 2024. He was anything but good this past year. I think he just cost them so many ways, right? So you've got to really get a bullpen arm or two and figure it out from there.
Yeah. No, and I think the bullpen definitely could be good. Cruz is a guy I like, and especially
I thought he was good. He had a few clutch moments this playoffs too. I think
this whole thing against the Red Sox, that was awesome. That was really awesome.
That was awesome. And then Game 3, I think it was at the ALDS where that was, or maybe I'm confusing my games, but it was right after or before the Judge home run. I can't remember when Rodon came out and. They gave him a bases loaded scenario and he worked his way out of it. Like, he's old, but he was still slinging. His curveball's good. He's got a hard fastball. He's making, I loved his approach. So bring him back. So you got Williams, Cruz, Bednar to kind of work around and get 1 or 2 stud bullpen arms and you're good.
Yeah. And I think Doval, and even Bird, because I think Bird has this stuff. I feel confident that Matt Blake, if somebody has a really good ability with a pitch, he's going to make it happen. So I just think you have that, and then you add a couple guys. I mean, I think the bullpen will be pretty good, but you're right. That definitely killed them. And I think, the pitching is going to be stronger next year, and just having it that when they're at full strength, I mean, Carlos Rodon might be the 4th starter. So I think that could be a real big help, but it was just unbelievable. And who knows, maybe it's just one of those years where everything lined up with Toronto, but being at that Game 4 when Schlittler started, it's like he's pitching well, but it's just like he could not strike him out. And it's just, they just make contact on everything. I'm really going to be curious, and I know it depends on what they do. Do they bring back Bichette? Do they sign Tucker? But if they're able to replicate that type of contact, because it was like almost like there was nothing we could do. We could not even just have like a 1-2-3 inning against them.
Oh, yeah. And I think, the contact is huge, but that's more of a systemic thing. That's not going to get fixed with whoever they bring in, because whoever they, Aaron Boone and Cashman are going to say, hey, hit as many homers as you can and like spend 5 hours a day practicing your launch angle and all these kinds of things that are just ruining the game. But yeah, I mean, yes, I agree that's a problem. I just don't think it's going to get fixed. I also think I tip my cap to Toronto's pitching staff. They had a fantastic playoffs, right? So I think that, yes, it's half the Yankees offensive ineptitude, and the other half, I would say more maybe like 60-40, was they just got so hot at the right time, right? This Savage kid's going to be a huge problem. He's going to be a very huge problem here.
And it's funny too, because I don't know, I mean, just as a fan, you just okay, like we keep swinging at the same pitch, missing that. What was that? Was that game 1 when he had like the 14 strikeouts? Or I don't know if that was game 2, whatever it was. It might have been game 2. Actually,
you lose track, because it's like no, it was game 1, where he threw a no hitter through. He no-no'd them through 5, and then they yanked him. But
I mean, it was just like unbelievable. But I feel like that's also been a problem, and I know that has to do with like swinging the fences for stuff. But I feel like it's the same pattern with a lot of guys where the first pitch they'll miss. Then they'll take a pitch that's right down the middle, and then the third pitch is in the dirt, and they swing right through it. But just plate recognition. I know, it's hard to decipher splitter from fastball, but you would hope this offseason that's something that they're looking at tape and really just make it like a priority. Like I felt like this year, as disappointing as it was, getting over that hump with the Red Sox, because they had embarrassed us in the regular season, win that series at the end of the year, but to beat them in the playoffs for the first time in 20 years, I mean, that was great to check that off our list. But I think next year we have to go into it where we got to own our division. We got embarrassed in our division last year and win the division and beat Toronto in the playoffs. I think that's just a hump now we need to get over. It's almost like they've replaced the Astros as like our top nemesis in the American League.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 2-horse race, I'd say right now. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers, and I think the Toronto Blue Jays have established themselves as the number 2 horse, right? And what a hell of a World Series. I'm sure you guys talked about this a bunch, but that was one of the best World Series I've seen ever, right? So that was crazy.
It was nuts, and it's interesting. I'm guessing just from you saying that, like I know where you're going to say to this, but me and a bunch of my other fellow Yankee fans, Tony, I think always likes, watching like the World Series and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I've always had this thing, as soon as the Yankees are eliminated, kind of hard for me to watch it. It's not that like maybe when I was watching, like I wouldn't enjoy it. Like I kind of was at a wedding, the game 7, everyone's at the bar, so the game was on, whatever. But it's just, I don't know if you've ever felt like that, but it's just like that disappointment of the Yankees not being there kind of just like has always like completely drawn me away. It just not made me able to enjoy the games as much as I should be able to.
Yeah, generally I completely agree with you. But this past year, this past World Series, I couldn't take my eyes off the TV. It was crazy because it was just such a high caliber baseball where you knew that you were going to get some gem of an outing, or like, how about Vlad, right? Vlad is the superstar of that show, right? Well, I mean, Ohtani obviously was, but Ohtani's number 1 and then everybody else just falls in line after him. But Vlad was incredible. Like, for the people that didn't know, like that were kind of casual baseball fans, to have that be their moment of, oh crap, like Vladimir Guerrero has a son and he's good and he's the starting first baseman for the or what does he play, first or third? I don't even remember. I think it's first. But they put him at the hot corner when he came up. But for that to be their moment of like, oh my God, this guy has a son and he's fantastic. Like it was incredible, right? That was the only time I remember over the last few years that I was like super glued to this World Series, because it's like, otherwise it's like the Astros and the Dodgers, and like, who cares about that, right? I don't want to watch Jose Altuve play baseball. Like, no one wants that. So I thought this was a rare exception to that for sure.
No, you're right, and that's another thing that we need to do next year is get Vladdy out, because he embarrassed us. He's been doing that really his whole career. It's just like, it's like he gets like extra jacked up to play us, but it's kind of interesting because then it's like, well, the other times is he not, like against other teams, he's not trying as hard. I don't know. It's just a weird thing. But
yeah,
it's like all these.
He's got the edge though. He's got like, it's when the Yankees come out and they play the Astros or Altuve or whatever, they want to beat the crap out of him, right? And that's like, that's how it was Yankees Red Sox days of old, right? Where, there was going to be a fight from someone. You just had no idea who it was. And then you got A-Rod charging Ryan Dempster, and you've got all these other things. Like that's how it should be with the Yankees and their rival at the time. And right now, Blue Jays are the top dog. You got to knock them off.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we hope they do that. And before we let we go, if you had to, what is the Yankees' biggest offseason move? What's your prediction on what they're going to do in free agency?
I'm telling you, maybe it's a hot take. It's Bellinger, right? Like, just bring back Bellinger, figure out the rest, right? You get through a year of people are going to be pissed at me for saying this. Like, you deal with the Grisham stuff and the dilemma of Jones and Dominguez. You deal with it for a year, right? We'll see what happens this year. If they've got to move one of those assets, then awesome. But they're going to be so much better off, I think, with the ability to move some guys around. I think you got to make Bellinger number one priority and then go get a bullpen arm. And I think you're in much better shape.
Yeah, no, I agree. So we'll see what happens, but just can't wait to get back out on the diamond and do it all over again. That's for sure. But wow, this has been awesome, Jake. Really appreciate you joining us. And it's funny, we only talked about a couple of things, but we could probably went on for 5 hours. So we'll have you on another time.
Especially all this Yankees
for sure. I know. We didn't even get to college basketball, all this other stuff.
Well, and next time, right?
I know. We'll save that for next time. Yeah, Beach Week coming up, and there's a bunch of. I was disappointed before I go that I didn't see it Mohegan Sun last weekend too for Providence Penn State.
Yeah, I know. I would have been there for that one. I was actually helping my buddy move in. Otherwise, I would have went because it's awesome.
Man,
I love that venue.
Oh, it's so much charm. Harvard BU was awesome, by the way. BU wins. They're going back and forth all game. BU hits a layup, and Tommy Amaker just goes go to Harvard. They miss it, and BU wins somehow with 7 guys. It's the weirdest stuff in college basketball happens in that stadium. But those are awesome tournaments of the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. But it's been a pleasure, Jake. Thank you for joining us, and we'll definitely have to do it again soon.
Oh yeah, thanks a bunch, fellas. We'll talk to you later.
All right, have a good day, Jake.
Peace out.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
I mean, you could just tell, somebody from the jump that just knows their sports, is enthusiastic about it. And it's just still so crazy that he's able to being the PA announcer at the Bruins. Like that's nuts.
That's awesome.
Imagine being in that post perched up. I feel like you would even though it's the Bruins, if that was you were given that opportunity,
I would definitely do it.
Do you think it would make you become a Bruins fan?
No, I would not be a Bruins fan. No.
But so there's no way, let's say, I'm just trying to think about something.
No.
Color commentator for the games.
No.
But you think Don said that once?
Yeah, but Don's still a Devils fan.
No, but remember before he went back to the Devils, he did say that the job made him
a fan of the team. Yeah. Well, you kind of have to, I suppose, root for the team, I suppose.
Yeah. But it's kind of a weird spot for him now. You know what I mean? So does he hate the rain? You know what I mean? It's kind of weird thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's still got the tattoo, so he's got, he's a Devils fan.
Yeah.
But consummate professional, Jake.
Yes.
You can tell on air.
Awesome.
Definitely dialed in.
And I think he's only 27. I mean, it's just unbelievable to be I see here he's thanking us. Yeah, that was awesome. Send him a text. That was great.
Hell yeah, dude.
But 4 years I think he said is a Bruin. I mean, that's awesome. And then he's doing basketball too.
Yeah, that's fucking wild, dude. What an opportunity.
Yeah. So no, that was great. And it's kind of funny. This whole time we barely talked any football, Tony.
That's right, dude. On this football Monday.
So I guess it'll be a turbo recap in the world of the National Football League.
This kid is special, man. Think to do that.
Gonna run for it. He got it. And there he goes. Oh, the play of the year in the NFL. Throws intercepted by Surtain. Nobody's gonna catch him. Jones through the end zone. Touchdown. Quincy Williams. Leveling Murray. There he goes. Jamar Chase. Touchdown Bengals. Stafford. Williams. What a hit by Buda Baker. Buda Baker just saved a touchdown.
All right. So definitely a interesting day in the National Football League yesterday. Some crazy finishes, crazy comebacks. And speaking of one of those, you had the Lions rallying from 10 down to beat the New York Giants. A late game collapse once again. What an unbelievable game this was. I think there was over 1,000 yards, Tony, of total offense. But it's kind of interesting. It's like you see this side of Jameis where he could be really good. But also, that the Lions, like, no deficit is too back they could come back on. But my thing is, like, for the Lions, and obviously their record is way worse than it was last year. But with this defense, it just seems like it's like we're going to see the same thing out of the Lions that we've seen in the last couple of years, where it comes to playoff time, they can't get a stop, and that's going to prevent them from advancing in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree. Or, I mean, again, like maybe that's going to be a problem. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe they'll have enough offense to combat the lack of defense. But yeah, it does seem like that their defense, and they're not like, again, I mean, last season down the stretch, I mean, they had like a dozen guys injured on their defense, right? I mean, they're not really in that scenario right now. So yeah, it kind of begs the question as to what the problem is. I mean, do you chalk it up to defensive scheme? Because I mean, again, like the talent should be fine, right?
I think they could get better. I mean, obviously Aiden Hutchinson is unbelievable,
right?
But I think they could get better. Obviously, first year coordinator as well. But my whole thing is like, 27 points. Okay, that's not a ton, but Giants, I don't know. We had the predictions. I mean, I think we both thought this was going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
I just think it's like, okay, well, what's going to happen in the playoffs when you have to play the Rams?
Yeah, no, you're totally right.
Stop them?
Probably not.
It's a shame though, because this Lions offense is awesome. Goff, almost 300 yards, 2 touchdowns there. And then how sweet was that 69-yard touchdown run in overtime out of Jahmyr Gibbs? He's
oh my God, what a day for him, dude.
Over 200 yards. So needless to say, it was a big win for the Lions. It gets Shane Bowen fired from the Giants, but I was saying this in the group chat with JD. I don't know as a Giant fan why anybody would be happy that they did that, because at this point in the season, like, you can't sell me on, especially with an interim coach. Like, you want to win games. Why would you not want to be near the top of the draft? Especially now that you have your quarterback, you could get a boatload of picks if you were to have a high pick. So I don't get how firing Shane Bowen while you're rejoicing in the streets. Literally in the TCH, I think Hot Take Johnny was like, who wants to go streaking? Like, that was literally, he had like some gif or whatever, but it's like, why would you be excited about this?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong in terms of losing those games. But I mean, I suppose, this guy's playing for his job now, right? I mean, he's I would imagine wants to stay the head coach.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do you do if you're him? You got to play to win, play to keep the job, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm saying just as a fan, you know what I mean? It's like,
as a fan, there's not much to be happy about, I suppose.
And it's just like another collapse again, but I guess that's why you fired him. But I don't know. It's just like with the Jets. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, them going on a run, winning 3 out of the last 4, would we really like it? Just, I think the problem is when you have a bad team and there's a bunch of guys who aren't going to be back, how do you really get excited about that? You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like you're buttoning it up,
No. But I mean, I guess, I don't know. I mean, you think that, I mean, I don't think it is, but I mean, do you think maybe some of these Giants fans are just thinking about next year and that's why they're excited?
Well, it's just like, what I'm saying is like, you're probably going to have a whole new coaching staff anyway.
Right.
So it's just like, it's something that's going to happen anyway.
Right. So like, don't be excited about it.
And I'm saying it seems like you hear Dave talking about it all the time.
Yeah.
He's such a bad defensive coordinator. It's like, that would only help you lose by having him making the play calls.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens, but of course, on the Lions side, it was big for them to get out of Dodge and they're in a tight race there, in the NFC. And next game will be a divisional game on Thanksgiving for that triple header.
Oh, let's go, dude.
So, and I was just looking at this now. So let's see. So in the North, they're in 3rd place, half game behind the Pack. So that's going to be a big game coming up on Thanksgiving. And the team that is in 1st place in that division is the Chicago Bears.
Crazy.
And they escape beating the Mason Rudolph led Steelers. Rodgers without the injury, but they hang on late, make a defensive stop. The Bears are 8-3 under first-year head coach Ben Johnson. Caleb Williams, 3 touchdowns, 239 yards. DJ Moore with 2 receiving touchdowns, 64 yards overall. So just a huge win for the Bears. And I think this is something that nobody saw coming, because it's like, okay, we think they're going to be better, but it's like the Lions, the Packers, they, are the top of this division. And here we are, the Bears. I mean, it's just like guns a-blazing all season.
Yeah, no, it is pretty wild. And obviously it makes for a crazy shakeup in the division, to be honest. Like you said, you kind of had your eyes set on a couple teams there. But hey, I mean, that's great. I mean, I don't know. I feel like down the stretch, I mean, I guess maybe it helps them that the Bears are playing that the Lions are playing the Packers this Thursday, right? Because I mean, it's going to make some more separation from one of those teams. So, I guess we'll see. I mean, do you think the Bears end up holding on and winning this division?
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, I think they're going to beat the Eagles. What is that on Black Friday?
You think everybody's going to beat the Eagles?
Yeah, I mean, what happened?
Oh, good call with the boys. Yeah.
But didn't get the thanks in the comments.
Did
all the hate before, but then
yeah.
after. Oh no, literally like, oh, this is blah, blah,
no,
blah.
people did not like that.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess that's why people hate Philly fans, because you hear our fellow Giant fans talking about that. That kind of made me hate it. But the thing is, though, everybody's a troll, everybody's a jerk.
Exactly.
You can't think about too much into it. The Bears, by the way, have won 8 out of
9.
Kind of crazy.
It is kind of crazy.
The Steelers, they are now. It's a tie, right? With go to the AFC quick. They. Okay.
6-5.
Yeah.
With the
So
Ravens,
So right now the Ravens, I guess, because of the divisional record, are ahead, but obviously they have 2 matchups against one another. Hard to judge them without Rodgers. I thought their defense would play better. Only 1 sack of Caleb Williams. I don't know. To me, it just seems like with the Steelers, like it's like the same old story. No, like where it's like just kind of.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I think maybe it was tough without Rodgers. I think that's a tough L right there. You see, Rudolph not with the highest QBR through that pick too. Resorting a lot, obviously, on the ground. 28 carries between Warren and Gainwell. And they, they ran well. I mean, Gainwell averaged for 9.2 yards a carry. So I don't know, man. I mean, I just feel like, to your point though, I just think, I mean, I feel like a lot of the blame can maybe fall on the defense a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I just thought they would be better. So be interesting to see, going forward, what they do. But I think the Ravens are positioned to win this division. Obviously, they have two matchups against one another, and the next game out, the Steelers are going to play the Bills, so that should be a really good game.
Any word on Rodgers? Is it like
no? But I would think if he wanted to play yesterday, you would just assume he'll be back next week. Which obviously makes a big difference. I always thought Mason Rudolph was trash, to be honest.
Yeah, he's kind of not great.
So we'll see. The Patriots kind of a win the battle but lose the war. 26-20 over the Bengals. Burrow doesn't play. I know there was a lot of talk that he would.
Kind of crazy.
But they lose, I believe, 2 starting offensive linemen. And head coach Mike Vrabel after the game saying that there's a lot of guys that aren't going to play next week. So, I mean, they are 10-2. They are on a run. It looks like they're going to run away with the AFC East, but that offensive line has to come into concern. What are your thoughts there for the Patriots? 10-2, but obviously kind of a depleted offensive line now. That could be a problem.
What was the word on the injuries? Is it like long term?
Will Campbell maybe out for the season. So multiple weeks at least for 2 offensive linemen.
Yeah, no, that's kind of tough. I mean, obviously, you're going to suffer there. I mean, offensive line, incredibly important, especially, when it comes to, to the success of your offense. But I don't know. I mean, coming up, though, I mean, you got the Giants, I guess. Looks like that's going to be at Gillette. So they got the Giants. They're playing December 1st, the Monday night game. You have your bye week, so that'll definitely help, with some of your players recuperating some injuries. But I don't know. I mean, I still feel like with that, I mean, maybe you're looking at some trouble in the playoffs, because again, I mean, at this point, it does seem like the division is kind of wrapped up. The rest of your schedule isn't crazy hard. The Jets are involved there. So is Miami. So I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see, but I mean, like I said, I guess time will tell, right? I don't know how good the replacements are. Next man up.
Yeah. No, that's true. But I don't know. I just have looked at it as, they are like a regular season team.
Right.
I think it's 9 in a row now that they've won because they were 1-2. That's kind of crazy, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. Maybe I'm not giving enough credit.
It is 9.
But it's interesting. What are your thoughts? Who do you think's better? Because I kind of feel kind of similar about both teams, the Patriots or the Eagles.
That's a good question. I mean, I guess the Patriots.
Yeah. No, I was going to say the same thing.
But still, I mean, in like a postseason matchup, though, I mean,
my whole thing is just that locker room cannot be good, especially there was problems already. And then yesterday's loss for the Eagles, like stuff. I mean, then you see, I mean, I know it like just a facial reaction, but did you see some of Sirianni's faces with the holding penalties?
No, I did not.
Unbelievable.
Really?
I'm sure there were memes about it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, would you not still take that roster in the playoffs, like over?
I think there's too many issues. And I think anytime there's internal issues, you don't have the success, regardless of the talent, you know?
Yeah, no,
Rangers last year.
You're not wrong. But we also, I don't know, when we said that a couple of years ago too about the Eagles, originally with AJ Brown nonsense and Sirianni nonsense.
But
you know,
I'm saying usually the tail end of it,
right?
Stuff goes to shit. You know, I mean, we'll see.
So if these two find themselves like in the Super Bowl, let's say
rematch, third time in 20 years, it would be that.
You're taking the Pats,
unfortunately. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the Patriots get there at that point. You're like, all right, like they're good enough. You know?
Yeah, and I just think they're the exact opposite. They don't have any locker rooms,
right?
You know?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Young, hungry, excited.
So we'll see.
Scrappy.
And then what is it? Is it Bengals Ravens on Thanksgiving with Burrow? But I mean, 3-8. I mean, obviously the season's over, but
give me a break.
Yeah, so that is going to be on Thanksgiving. But at least it'll be good to see Burrow back. But I would think they're going to get a whole new coaching staff in there next year. This and that, but we'll see. Not much to talk about here. The Packers, kind of more of a defensive game. Jordan Love throwing for 139 yards, but Emmanuel Wilson filling in for Josh Jacobs, 107-2 scores. Packers 7-3-1, second place NFC North. This is just a game they had to have, and I think so that's big for them. And
this is a game.
Big matchup against the Lions on Thanksgiving. But for the Vikings, as each week goes on, it's so imperative and not imperative, but just apparent that they made a colossal mistake handing over the keys to JJ McCarthy, because this team is better than 4-7 if they have a competent quarterback.
I mean, if you're the owner, are you like firing some heads or what?
I mean, not O'Donnell. I mean, he talking about somebody getting snapped up in a second. Yeah. Dave, I mean, would jump off a bridge to get him as the Giants head coach.
But still, I mean, if you're the owner, you gotta like.
No, I mean but I think it's easy to see though that it's quarterback.
Who's the GM of this team?
I'm not sure.
GM. Let's look it up. I mean,
but yeah, 4-7 after I believe a 14-win regular season last year. And I think a pretty good defense. I mean, only 23 allowed to Green Bay. Love was under 150 yards passing. And JJ McCarthy this year, 6 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, Tony, a 24.8 quarterback rating, and a 929 in terms of yardage. So, I mean, he's been a game manager and a bad one. And can we get a pronunciation?
Pronunciation, huh? I mean, I guess maybe Wikipedia will have it. If I had to guess, right? No, Wikipedia does not have it. Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's
and when did he? Okay, 3 years. So yeah, that could be a possibly. I mean, he was obviously behind the drafting of McCarthy, right? I mean,
yeah, I guess so. And then before that, he was with the Browns. It looks like vice president of football operations.
I mean, why do you bring a guy from the Browns?
It's kind of an odd move there. Also, why do you bring in a guy who's from New Jersey? How about that? Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Went to Princeton, which is cool. I find, I guess, whatever.
And maybe he gets canned. Next game because they're playing Seattle. You'd imagine they get thromped 4-7. We'll have to see, but
not good.
Big win here for the Packers, and that's going to be a good one on Thanksgiving. So looking forward to watching that.
Absolutely.
So way closer than we anticipated. We saw the Seahawks hang on though, 30-24 against the Titans. Don't cover. I feel like Cam Ward actually had one of his best games of the season, but offensively, the Seahawks were too strong. Darnold, 244, 2 touchdowns, only sacked once. Jackson Smith and Jigba has been a monster all season, 8 for 167 and 2 scores. That's why Cooper Kupp every game is having 2 for 24.
Not great.
But 8-3 for Seattle. They sacked Cam Ward 4 times. I mean, you would think one of the best teams in the NFC, but we were talking about it yesterday, Pooch and everybody. It's hard not to see them, though. Playoff matchup, tough defense, even against Green Bay, maybe, where Darnold just blows
3 picks. Yeah.
I mean, this is the Titans defense, so that we can't go by that.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. And not to mention, the Titans, like you said, made it super close. I had a nice little parlay on this game though. Seahawks money line.
There you go.
Okay.
Darnold, 2 passing touchdowns?
No.
Smith-Njigba.
Smith-Njigba. At least 1 touchdown, and then Charbonnet as well.
Charbonnet is the touchdown? That must have been
dude.
a odds boost.
It was an odds
Was
boost,
it actually?
dude. $10 to win 80.
Wow,
So,
there he is.
Pretty good.
There he
dude.
is.
Yeah,
there he
felt
is.
good about that one.
So yeah, we'll see with Seattle, but 8-3. Obviously that's a good spot for them to be in. And then, like we said, that next game is going to come against Minnesota. So you think that'd be another victory. The Colts-Chiefs game was an instant classic. And we talked about the Chiefs, the backs against the wall, but winning 23-20. You're tight that they came back and won. I'm surprised about that. I mean, it's like, is it not more that it's like, well, I think the Colts, have been playing with fire all year. And I think also mistake on their part, Tony, going away from Jonathan Taylor. I don't know why you do that. A lot of 3 and outs with Daniel Jones down the stretch. Shut out in the fourth quarter in overtime.
Yeah, no, I mean that's disappointing. That's what I mean.
Gouged on the
watching
ground.
Kansas City for the first time this season win in a one score game.
They were 0-5.
0-5. Yeah. So finally the Chiefs edging it out. But like you said, yeah, it was just disappointing. I mean, Jones was disappointing. Jonathan Taylor, yes, I go into him 16 carries, which I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe they just didn't want to, whatever. But I don't know. I think that this team, I know that the Colts have been maybe playing out of their breeches a little bit this season, but I don't think they're a bad team. I mean, between Taylor and the way Jones are playing, Pittman and Pierce and Josh Downs. I mean, I feel like that this, you look at their receiving core and, next to what, Kansas City has, Kelsey, Worthy, sure. I mean, it just seems comparable, So I don't know. I would have liked to have seen the Colts kind of win this one. And like you said, not seeing them be able to score in the fourth quarter, like that was pretty frustrating.
It will be interesting though. I mean, obviously the Chiefs have a ton of work to do here. But this is a matchup that we could see in the playoffs.
It is.
That'd be crazy. First round, Chiefs is a 7 seed in Indy. That would be something to see. And it's like with Daniel Jones, is it the same thing where with Darnold, where you're just like in a big spot, is he going to falter? We had seen him kind of really struggle. This game, he played fine, but he didn't make the big play down the stretch to win the game.
Yeah, I guess so. No, you're right. I mean, he was not able to make that big play down the stretch. I was just thinking like it would be kind of shitty because like, a lot of these teams that are good in the regular season making the playoffs, like Seattle, like the Colts, if they're 1 and outs in the playoffs, it's going to be kind of, and it's, the Chiefs again. Oh, the Eagles again. Oh,
you with the Chiefs, like me with the Eagles, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Right.
Yes, right.
Even though I feel like
right.
It doesn't remember. Right. I mean, even Chiefs are like, oh my God, dude.
Big game against Yoki Dallas on Thanksgiving. That'll be a 4:30 national game. Yes. Romo, Nance. So we'll see what they do there. One game, I guess technically a game and a half because the Bills have the tiebreaker for that 7th spot in the playoffs. It's crazy. Those teams are fighting to get in at the bottom, and then you have teams like Indy near the top. And speaking of Indy, next game out, a divisional game hosting the Texans, so that should be a good one. So both teams are going to have another tough assignment next week, and then it's like every game is a playoff game for Kansas City. Down the stretch, that's for sure. But this was definitely an instant classic. I think we had 4 overtime games yesterday.
Yep.
What a day. And moving along, not one of the classics, kind of a weird game. But the Jets, 23-10, losing in Baltimore to the Ravens. So the Ravens, the run, the 1-5 to 6-5, 5 straight, despite Lamar Jackson only 153 yards through the air. Derrick Henry, 2 rushing touchdowns, bottled up, only 64 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And their defense still holds the Jets to 10 points. Tyrod Taylor actually played pretty well. They have a pick, sacked 3 times, and the Jets running the ball only 3 yards per carry. But Ravens, I mean, they're in a tie for first. I think they have the tiebreaker, so technically in first place in the North. So just a must-needed victory for them. And the Jets, I mean, it's like at this point in the season, I mean, there's nothing for us to talk about here.
No, I mean, there really isn't. I mean, you're not really that surprised at the loss here. I mean, yes, I guess maybe the run defense was going all right, but I mean, you couldn't score. Your defense wasn't really doing a great job down the field. The secondary was looking a little lackluster. So I mean, like you said, there's really nothing to talk about here. I mean, this is it.
Yeah, and another one, nothing to talk about. Another firing. The Raiders after their 24-10 loss to the Browns in Las Vegas. firing offensive coordinator Chip Kelly, a $6 million signing in the offseason. So that going awry.
Wow.
After 11 games. Carroll, I'm sure besides himself. And Shador, first quarterback in 17 tries to win their first start as a Brown. So that's kind of crazy. And, yes, had a lot of checkdowns. And yes, it is the Raiders, but obviously must be a good feeling for him. And we saw Dion in the box with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. But Shador, 11 of 20, 209, a touchdown and a pick, helped by Quinshon Judkins with 2 rushing touchdowns. And he threw his first career passing touchdown to Dylan Sampson, a 66-yard scamper on a catch and run. So 2 bottom feeders, toilet bowl. But I think this will give Shador the opportunity to start the rest of the season and see what happens. Because, obviously a year where coming into this game, you only had 2 wins. You get a win your first start. You're going to get an opportunity. So they will get to see if they, uncovered a diamond in the rough, a guy like Shador, who going into the draft, everyone went off first round easily, top 10, 5th round, second quarterback taken in their draft, just see if he has something.
You think he's going to be the guy for them? Future quarterback, Browns?
I think I could see him showing enough. I know a lot of people are anti-Shador, and I get the whole thing with Dion. I don't like people showboating too much, but I just think the fact of, I think that was the best thing. It was such a humbling experience for Shador because I think he had this attitude. Top of pick. I'm not even talking to these teams, and I'm all that. And then to come into this season, 3rd string on the depth chart, go to Cleveland, 5th round pick, big chip on his shoulder. I think that was the best thing that happened. And we talked about that after the draft.
Yeah, we did. Pretty crazy stat about that 1 in 17. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's nuts. But it's the Browns. So
can you name them?
Come on.
It's a lot.
It is a lot of quarterbacks. But just think of every failed quarterback that they've had. Yeah. I'm sure like Brandon Weeden has to be in there, right?
Yeah.
Brady Quinn.
Flacco, right? When his first start with the Browns was a loss.
Yeah. Derek Anderson.
Was Jacoby Brissett on the team too?
Jacoby Brissett. Charlie Fry.
Baker. Yeah.
That's just a name. A couple, Dylan Gabriel.
Oh.
Yeah. So long list. We saw the Jags, despite the clear tension between head coach Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence, defeat the Cardinals in Glendale 27-24, winning in overtime. And some questionable decisions on both teams. The Cardinals going for it on a 4th down, not getting it, giving them field position. And then the Jags not taking the 3 at the end of regulation, which probably would have given them the win. But they are 7-4, but Lawrence throws 3 picks. And they just beat a 3-win Arizona Cardinal team. What do you make of this for Jacksonville?
I don't know.
Great.
It's not great. Sure, it's good for them. 7th win of the year. Surprising, I think. Probably surprising to you, I'm sure.
Right.
But it's the Cardinals, right?
Right.
So
Josh says Tim Couch. Yes, that's another good one.
Tim Couch. That's a good one. Here we go. Josh B getting involved now.
Yeah. In the mix.
Bridgewater? Terry Bridgewater?
Wait, what about Bridgewater? Oh, no.
On the Browns?
I don't think he started the game for the Browns, though. Jason Campbell probably on that list too. Actually, that's a grid guy.
But yeah, I don't know. Jags, whatever, dude. Right?
Lawrence next quarterback of the Jets, or
I would like that, right?
Yeah. I think pennies on the dollar.
And
I think Liam Cohen has to be earning to get rid of Lawrence. Big contract.
Yeah.
But you know what? Listen, I don't like the way he's playing, but I don't know. You bring him to the Jets. Tailor everything around him, and hopefully some staff changes. I'm trying to even think. Oh yeah, like Taylor Engstrom. Maybe see you later.
I feel like for Lawrence, it's good for a change of scenery.
Yeah,
he's been over there in Jacksonville for a while. Multiple coaches, stale environment. And it's kind of crazy because you use the term "bring him to the Jets." I don't know how much better the environment is going to be, but.
Well, I'm just thinking staff changes,
right?
And just, there's a clear divide with Lawrence and Cohen. So I'm just saying, it comes to the Jets. Given what we've been working with the last couple of years, sure, Rodgers is probably better or was better at that point. And I think it was just their first start as the Browns, Josh. I'm not sure. We'll have to look it up. I think it would just seem like a clear upgrade, and maybe just like, I don't know, bring in whoever he's comfortable with as his offensive coordinator, somebody from the Clemson days, who knows? But just a thought. We'll see. But nevertheless, I mean, they are 7-4. So, obviously in playoff conversation here. And next time out, they get the Titans. So, hoping to get the W. I bet that's a close game because like we said, Cam Ward actually looked pretty good. And then we saw the Cowboys down 21-0, second quarter, 24 unanswered, Tony, to win the game. And I think there's some stat with Prescott too.
How about them Cowboys?
All the Eagles fans tight on TikTok and Instagram.
Yep.
But I think there's some stat with Dak. He's won like 17 straight divisional home games or something.
Oh, really?
Look it up. How many straight divisional home games has Dak won? It's funny. It seems like, how is that even possible?
That makes sense, right? Because then 2 years ago they went undefeated at home, right? Let's see. 19
straight.
Dude.
19, Josh. 19.
And he has a career record of 22-2.
In the games,
divisional games at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable. And
which is crazy.
I mean, just what an adjustment on both sides of the ball for Dallas, but especially defensively. Obviously, they've been maligned as the worst defense in the league or one of the. But I think they really did it.
Second all time next to Tom Brady, which is 20.
So he's closing in on that.
Yeah. One more is a
tie.
But
shutting out the Eagles in the second half. Despite only one sack, but really bottled up the running game. Saquon only 22 yards on the ground. AJ Brown, big first half, nothing in the second, 8 for 110 in the score. And then the way they moved the ball, second half, Dak 354, 2 touchdowns, only sacked once. Javonte Williams was solid running the ball all game. And then George Pickens has, I think, been like the best receiver in the NFL.
An animal.
An absolute animal. We called that. But I mean, here we are, Dallas. I mean, alive. I mean, what are your thoughts here?
I mean, I feel like it's a similar amount of thoughts that I've had all season. Their offense is really good. Defense could use some help. Dak
but better with Brandon Williams.
Oh yeah, no, definitely better. Yeah, I mean, minor improvements here. I mean, you're edging out, a 3-point victory over the defending champs here. So yeah, absolutely. But like you said, Pickens animal. 9 for 9, dude. Receptions, targets, whatever, dude. But still.
CeeDee Lamb too, looking like he's like finished. A lot of drops.
Do you think that he is like AJ Brown?
There's probably some of that, but 7 drops in the last few weeks.
Right.
I mean, that's on him. So maybe just a mental thing. But
that's what I mean.
Also
AJ Brown attitude.
But I could see it being where. And what did he? He had 11 targets.
11 targets. Yeah, 4 receptions.
I think he knows that he's getting the ball. He's just not doing enough. And you would think he'll turn it around, but it is interesting. I mean, he could be a guy that potentially could be moved in the offseason. But right now, Dallas is like a game and a half back of the 7 spot that the Niners held. So these playoff races are crazy. That game against the Chiefs is going to be crazy. And in terms of the Eagles, they had been on quite the run, before this week, seeming to rally to win all these games late. They fall apart here. We talked about the problems in the locker room. We got the Bears game on Black Friday. Then they're at the Chargers. But are you foreseeing a second half slide here for the Eagles?
I mean, I suppose so. I mean, I know obviously, we mentioned, Dallas' defense isn't anything crazy. But I guess it's good that they put up 21 points. I mean, that was more than almost as much as it did in the past 2 weeks, right? So Chicago's going to be, tough, obviously, on Friday. But I don't know. I feel like they can beat the Chargers, beat the Raiders, and at least win. They're going to win 4 more games, I feel like, the rest of, so I don't know. I don't think there's going to be a slide. I don't think so. Why, you think they lose, 4 of the next 6 games?
I can see them losing the next 2 weeks. Beating Vegas, beating Washington, losing to Buffalo, but beating Washington. So
3-3.
Well, no. Oh, right. 3-3. So that would be 11-6. But I mean, that'll still
so in the playoffs, with the division.
But I think that that locker room has to be mixed up a little bit. But we'll see.
No, it does.
And we'll see how they do against the Bears. A team that needs to be mixed up probably is the Falcons, but They live to see another day.
They do.
24-10, a divisional game beating the Saints. Kirk Cousins drawing the start with
How
a
about
Michael
that?
Penix season-ending injury. 2 touchdowns, 199 yards passing. Bijan, 70 yards on the ground. Mooney, 3 for 74. Their leading receiver, Tyler Shuck, 243 and a pick. The Saints are 2-9. So not the start that Kellen Moore was hoping for. You'd imagine they're going to take a quarterback in the NFL draft, and the Falcons have a chance to go back-to-back wins as they are in New Jersey next week to play the Jets. So we'll see what happens before they have Seahawks, Bucks, and then Cardinals, Rams, Saints. So who knows? What they do. GM, coach, they're a team that potentially could make some moves there because the Penix pick has been a disaster, as well as the Cousins contract. So we'll see. And speaking of disasters, Tony, Baker, the Bucks, 3-game losing streak, 34-7, shut out in the second half yesterday. Teddy Bridgewater had to finish this one. But yeah, not good. I mean, and I don't think anything has come out just yet on the severity of that. I think it was a left elbow injury with Baker, shoulder, elbow. Right?
It's his shoulder for sure. I'm trying to think which side, but yeah, one of them.
I don't think it's his throwing shoulder.
I don't think so either. I think it's his left shoulder.
Sprained his left shoulder.
Yeah.
Undergo an MRI.
Not good, dude.
Yeah.
Really not good.
It just seems like this could be a slide where the Bucks don't make the playoffs. Maybe Bowles ends up getting canned. Who knows? But is it more about that, or is it more about how dominant and what a complete team the Rams are?
I mean, yes, that's been evident.
Yeah. Stafford for MVP.
Stafford for MVP can really lead an offense. Puka Nacua, obviously, someone who's just absolutely he's a bull in a china shop when he's on the field. He just absolutely just plays so hard every single down. They were talking about on the broadcast him growing up with his father. His father was like, "Oh, you want to play football? Watch Lawrence Taylor highlights forever." So he was like, "That's what I emulate on the field," and it's evident, Devontae Adams was good too, getting in the mix yesterday. He was jacked up. He had a touchdown. I think he had 1 or 2 touchdowns. His first one though, he was like jacked.
Yeah, that 1 yard corner of the end zone. He's the NFL's leader with touchdown receptions. I think it's 12 in 11 games.
Wild. That is wild. Who would have thought that?
Right, because it just you thought, the Jets is he kind of finished, but then it was obviously
it was just
Jets.
The Jets, which is crazy.
It
dude.
just what a role
so
for
embarrassing.
him. And it's kind of, but he's shifted because he was an every down receiver. Right. You're throwing him all the time. Now it's more of kind of shorter yardage plays and then just red zone, all the time.
But I mean, that's his role. He's fitting into that role. It seems like he loves that role.
Yeah,
he could have had that role with the Jets.
Right. I mean, he has 12 touchdowns now. I mean, he could have almost 20.
What the hell,
by
man?
the time the season is
ridiculous. But I will also say too, I mean, the Bucks are just bleeding out of injuries. You really can't get any. I feel like you can't even get more injured than they are right now.
Right.
Especially with Baker going down, White for however long he was out, Evans obviously. It's tough, dude, because I mean, Baker was really trying to stay in that game.
I know, with that Hail Mary, that was it.
Oh my God. Yeah. You could tell. I mean, just the gut-wrenching pain he was in and out of the 10, obviously, too. You gotta tip your hat to him. I mean, the guy was still giving it his all out there. He was clearly in a lot of pain. So
we'll see what happens, what the severity of the injuries are. But the Rams next week, I believe it's going to be the Panthers who are going to be on a short week in Carolina. So I mean, you think that's a win, and they've already won 6 out of 7. So in a really good spot there. And then the Bucks right now, they are going to play the Cardinals. So hoping to bounce back there. But obviously coming off 3 out of 4 losses. And when we look at the playoff standings in the NFC right now, Tampa is leading that division, but in a tiebreaker with Carolina. So that'll come down to the wire. And if they're not careful, not buttoning it up, Tony, I mean, they could be out of the playoffs. So we'll hope to win the division, but a lot of work to be done. And they hope that they don't have to do it with Teddy B. We'll see. And what about Josh B saying that Smith and Jigba might break Calvin Johnson's yardage record?
Which is
just under 2,000, 1960 or something. Smith and Jigba, 1,313 yards. So you think about it, Seattle, they've played 11 games. There's 6 left. So basically he needs to average 115 yards a game, something like that, give or take, to do that. So it's definitely possible, but it depends. Last week, will he be benched? Who knows? But
that'd be crazy.
What do you think, though? I mean, all this we've seen. Obviously, we got the one more game tonight. But I mean, are the Rams the best team in the NFL?
Best team in the NFL.
I think hands down, honestly. When you think about both sides of the ball, throwing the coaching, I think it's not even close, honestly.
No, yeah. Again, on the broadcast too, they're talking a lot about how McVay, Stafford, similar age, really good chemistry.
Probably go to the bar together.
Probably go to the strip club together.
A dart or two in the offseason.
A few darts in the offseason.
Dude, what about, you must have heard Collinsworth. He was full on like the waxing, though, talking about that.
Yeah.
Stafford, the abs, the rehabs, and Matt Stafford here going into the season. He said, "I'll try. I don't think I can play." Like, just I was thinking of you the whole time with that, dude, because it was literally textbook.
Volume was low.
Yeah, volume was very low, very low.
Low, dude. But yeah, I guess. I mean, how could you argue? Right? It's tough to argue. I mean, obviously, I mean, if you go record wise, obviously Patriots are up there with 10 wins. But still, I mean, Rams with 9 aren't too far behind. And like you said, I mean, you look at the full body of work, the coaching, the chemistry. Stafford's been there before. How do you not kind of vote for those guys in the playoffs?
Do you think he would walk? Or it's like he's playing so well that he'd want to keep going? Like if they win it all. I mean, it is just like that perfect
retire
into the sunset.
Yeah, I would
Kelly,
retire.
right? I mean, that's not bad. Something to go home with, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
And I would think he'll have a ton of media opportunities.
Yeah, sure. Definitely him. I could see him, on Prime, maybe in between, whatever. I can't see him doing commentating.
No, analysts, like at the desk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally.
So also, one more game tonight, our game. So this is important. We want to tie the TCA. They went 2-1, got beat by a half point. I'm sure surprised Kev didn't send a text about how outrageous was that with the Chiefs spread. We hit it on the nose there with the Cowboys. Unfortunately, the Bucs taking on the chin. But I feel good about the Niners, and I think when we took it, it was at 7. Now it's 7.5. So
okay.
At least there's that. But I think, listen, Carolina has had a good year, but I just think we'll see what happens to Bryce Young on the road, tough opponent, and I think it's just a complete mismatch in terms of coaching as well. So I think this is going to be a blowout. I mean, obviously, we'll do the frenzy.
Yeah, definitely.
But so that's the last game of week 12. But let's strike up the music and do a Monday Night Football week 12 frenzy.
Week 12, almost in the books, Brian. All right. I mean, you said it, dude. It seems like it could be kind of a bloodbath. But 8:15 p.m., San Francisco, you know the deal, Levi Stadium, hosting the Carolina Panthers. I feel like maybe it was Dave was rooting for the Panthers tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
I think
the survivor pool.
Yeah, survivor pool, whatever. Panthers plus 7.5 here on the spread. You mentioned. I guess the Niners says it opened at 6.5, actually. Wow, look at that.
And then when we made the pick, it was 7. Yes.
So the line has been moving. Over under here is 49.5. 49.5. Also opened at 47.5. So a little bit of movement here. Since these odds opened up, Carolina, if you want to go plus money, plus 320. Niners minus 425 here. You look at the body of work out of these two teams, each winning 3 of the last 5 games. Obviously, Panthers taking some tough L's to New Orleans, but also getting the 40 points put up on by Buffalo. Niners coming off that win, 41 points against Arizona. Is it going to be an offense like that tonight?
Yeah, I think it will be. I don't know about 40, but I think they'll score 34. I think a heavy dose of McCaffrey, the running game, the screen passes. I think Brock Purdy settling in, second start. So I think they'll put up about 34. And I think the Panthers in this one stymied, however you want to call it, by the San Francisco defense. Obviously, Saleh down a couple key cogs, but I think he's able to draw some stuff up. I wouldn't be surprised if Bryce Young, who is coming off a career-high 448 yards passing, throws for about 148, multiple interceptions, maybe a pick 6.
Wow.
But I have this as 34-10. Give me San Francisco and the under. What do you got?
I think I'm going to go with the over, to be honest. I can see Bryce Young honestly having a good game, But what I was thinking in my head is that, maybe maybe game in their hand, can rush down the field. They're down by 3. Bryce Young throws that pick 6. Niners end up winning this game. I'm going to say 35 to 24 Niners and the over.
Just like that, your Week 12 NFL Monday Night Football frenzy. So let's tie the week and then get back at it. For this week.
That's right.
Pick. Come on. So we'll see what happens. But let's move it along here and go to the world of the National Hockey League.
Speed, here he comes. McDavid shoots, top shelf, he scores! Captain with the overtime winner! That's the nail break. It's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping, rink wide! Made the full split save.
Are you kidding me?
Turn, side of the net, between the legs, and they score! Filthy! David Pasternak, the silver trophy to the Golden Knights!
So today's NHL segment, is brought to you by Velvet Llama, premium canned cocktails crafted by MNF bartenders with a playful spirit.
Yep.
Enjoy their award-winning espresso martini with Italian espresso and chocolate notes, the Crisp meal with Nigerian ginger, or the spicy margarita with organic agave and jalapeno. These ready-to-drink treats are made with the finest ingredients. Grab yours at velvetlllama.com and ride the smooth wave with Velvet Llama.
Had a few on Friday.
Needed it after that Ranger performance, huh?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That was Saturday.
The Saturday game against Utah.
What was that?
That was unfortunately another waste of a Jonathan Quick start. A good start. I think Jonathan Quick was, 34 or 33 or 35 or something like that. Or 33, 36.
And again, not a lot of shots on goal, right?
No, not a lot at all, dude. And I think you were 0 for 2 on your power play, I believe, if memory serves me correctly. And even so, I want to say,
22 shots on goal.
22 shots on goal.
That's high for this team.
It is, honestly. Hitting in the 20s is kind of high. But then even so, your goal scorers were not like any of your major stars, if I remember correctly.
No. So it was Gavrikov, but then Artie had the second one.
Okay, it was Panarin's goal. All right. Dude, it's just, again, it just seems like there's just not enough, It's crazy because you look at that game against Colorado where you did score some more. You actually had some good offensive shifts against a really good defense. And then it just seems like you play the Mammoth and that all goes out the window.
Right.
And it's like, again, like that game against Colorado. All right, Colorado is just a great team. They're the best team in the league, arguably right now. And you kind of thought like you would be able to edge out a win against Utah, but it was the opposite. They edged out a win against you, and it's like that 1-goal loss is just absolutely gut-wrenching against a team you should have beaten. Which, fast forward to tonight, it's like your matchup against St. Louis. I think they're going to win. And it's like, honestly. It's like, dude, I know it's like
just put in the DraftKings bet now.
Honestly, no. I get it. I was that guy when it was like, who do they play? Who was their first one at home against? Was it Calgary?
No. It was the game I was at, Nashville.
It was Nashville. It was like the Predators. That's right. It was like, dude, hammer they're bound to win at home. It's like, I don't know though. Like right now, it's like they're bound to get a win.
They're not gonna. It would be 4 in a row if they lose, or
5.
It would be 5,
right?
It would be 5.
Yeah.
2-1-3-2-6-3-3-2. So only one blowout game. They're all tight games, but not enough offense.
It doesn't matter. Like, it makes it worse if they're tight games, to be honest. It's because like those are games where you should be doing the little things correctly. The last 10 minutes of the game is when the Rangers should be able to pull away against some of these teams, and they're not doing that.
Yeah.
They're playing down, and they're just like their puck movement is poor, their possession is poor, their decision making on the ice is bad, and I don't know. It leaves a lot to be questioned.
Yeah.
And they're under 500.
10, 11, and 2.
Yeah, so not good, dude.
I think they will turn around, but yeah, it isn't good. I mean, that goes without saying. So just start with tonight. Get back on track against a Blues team that's 7-9.
I mean, come on.
You should be able to do that. So we'll have to see.
Maybe I'll put some money on
it. It was actually pretty sick. Yesterday it was simultaneously. What was it? It was I had the Islanders and Horvat have 2 shots on goal. Islanders winning the shootout down to their last shot to tie it in the shootout, and then end up winning in the 4th leg or whatever.
That's wild.
That happens at the same time as this Chiefs parlay I had hitting at the same time.
Wow,
ridiculous.
Dude. That's actually pretty sick.
So that was pretty cool.
The betting,
dude. The Islanders too. Was talking to Corey over the weekend. I was with them on Friday. He's riled.
Yeah, he should be.
So we got to kick their ass next time we play them. I think it's still like a month away. But yeah, that was kind of crazy. So I just happened to notice that.
Quite a few shutouts yesterday, dude.
Quite a few.
3 of them.
The Sharks winning again. The Avalanche second straight shutout. Of course, Nikas couldn't have 2 shots on goal. I mean, come on. And then the Canucks too. What are you doing?
I know, against the Flames.
Yeah,
that would have been tough, dude.
But pretty good slate tonight. So let's
Rangers included.
Let's see what happened. But you're really expecting the L here?
No. I'll put money on the Rangers tonight.
Okay, all right. So at least there's that.
But I'm not happy about it right now.
Yeah, obviously.
Like, that's stoked, and it's like,
yeah.
They're
gonna win though. I know they're gonna win. I'm gonna do it. Do we have the picks updated?
Oh shit, I guess we don't, dude. Hold on, stand by. We have to go back to Friday, the short slate on Friday.
Was it 4 games?
4 games here. You had this is me. T is me. I had Chicago and the
lost 9 to 3.
See you later. And then I had the Jets.
Jets
shit.
in the
under.
So 0-4?
0-4 spot on Friday for me.
But I think I had the Penguins, right?
Looks like you had the Penguins and the under, though.
Okay,
That's
1-1.
And then you had the Bruins and the over.
So 2-2?
Come on. Yeah, what the fuck? Pick up 2 games.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's solid.
0-4. What the fuck is that?
So what is my record now?
All right, hold on.
Hold the phone.
Hold the phone now. I am 60-42. And you are with 2-2. You are 49.
And speaking of 9, Chief says 9. What up, gents? Josh saying Chief, what up? And he's saying, what up, Josh? So good to have Chief here.
What up?
We know Chief is still, I'm just giving him a hard time, but fantasizing about the prospects of Tariq Skubal coming to the Yankees. We've had many conversations about this. Let's get to Tatis instead, Chief. I really think that's the spark the offense needs. And be interesting, though. Like we talked about, I don't know if this Nimmo trade means that the Mets are aggressively pursuing Bellinger, Chief. But I'm just curious where your head is at right now. What do we have though? You just said it and I missed it.
Oh, you want the record?
The record. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're 49.
Fantasy about that aspect of having fantasy. I talked about this at the beginning of the show. This is the worst fantasy slide I've ever had. All my points are through the roof, and then I lose every week. Even fantasy basketball, I have like the second most points in the league. I'm right in the middle of the pack. Nonsense. It just, I don't know. The gods not there. The fantasy gods are not there. Dallas winning the Super Bowl now, Chief, after last night. But what are the records? Come on, Tony.
I am 60-42, and you are 49-53.
Okay. Is it my pick?
I think it is your pick because you
Yes.
picked Boston. No, I think they go Chicago first, then you went Boston.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Let's strike up the music. A Monday edition of the Frozen Frenzy, brought to you by Velvet Llama. We are gonna go to the Garden, the Rangers, the Blues.
Do it, take it.
All the distaste, this, that. I think the Rangers dominant win, buttoned up, back to 500. I think like a 5-2 win. It'd be Rangers in the over, and give me points for Panarin and Zibanejad. It looks like JT Miller is probably going to miss this game. But yeah, I think the Rangers overwhelming the Blues. And give me Shesterkin over 30 saves. I think he's like a 32 of 34. Rangers and the over.
Damon
Amendola. We'll see you soon, bud.
That's right. All right, Rags in the over. My first
get DA
game,
hammered,
dude. That would be hilarious, dude. We gotta get DA hammered. Maybe Chuck off?
Chuck. Oh, no. The size of this guy?
Come on, dude. All right. Let's focus in here. My first game, Philadelphia on the road, Detroit on the road. I feel like Detroit is due for a win. Devils on the skids. We're going to lose 4 in a row. Rangers. Detroit plus money, plus 120 here. Over under is 5.5. Let's go. Hammer the Red Wings. Hammer the over as well right now. 5.5 is kind of low. I know Devils struggling a little bit. Just lost 6-3 against the Flyers. Shutout against the Panthers. Lost 5-1 against the Lightning after that. Before that, they had back-to-back wins, but both in overtime. Speaking of overtime, Detroit come up with an OT win against Columbus. You'll get that game. Obviously, the extra time. Alex DeBrincat with a big goal. I believe that was the game winner. In OT he had. Give me another goal out of him. Why not? And that'll be one of 7 goals scored by Detroit. Devils put up a 3 spot. Obviously, still missing Jack Hughes. Goalies are a little bit on edge. Give me Detroit and the over to make it 2 in a row here.
All right. This is quick. This is easy. We talked about how bad the Predators are before. The Panthers, visiting Nashville.
That's right.
Minus 145. We talked about Marchand with Jake. Unbelievable what he's doing at an advanced age here. And I think the Panthers, I don't even think it's close, honestly. I think it's 5-1. So we'll say the Panthers and the over. And give me Marchand for a point. But this is where we're going to see the Panthers kind of rev things up a little bit.
Kind of rev things up a little bit here. Speaking of revving.
Running and revving.
Let's go to Utah here. The Delta Center, the Mammoth taking on the Vegas Golden Knights here. I don't know what the deal is here, but I guess because Vegas, I don't know why. I really don't know why. Because they got Schmidt in net, it doesn't really matter. But they're minus 115 here. Opened at minus 120. So kind of pretty interesting. Over under is 5.5 here. Hammer Vegas. Hammer the over. Jack Eichel. Hattie Boom Batty. Vejmelka maybe even pulled after the first period. Mammoth dropped this game, I'll say 6-2. Vegas over. Bang.
All right. So it's already just like that. Third game, final game. I'll go to benchmark. Why not? Lightning over the Flyers. I don't think it's close. I think the Lightning 6-5. Maybe they need to change it back to Amelie, but I think the Flyers are fraudulent. And I think we're going to see Tampa coming here despite the injuries. Hadn't been out till December 4th. McDonough December 6th. Braden Point looks like he's out as well. Doesn't matter. Gensel, 3 points, 2 goals and an assist. Vasilevsky buttoning it up. Lightning in the under. Let's say they win 3-1.
T-Bay and the under. All right, next game. Let's go to Crypto.com Arena. I know the Kings here who are 1-4-3 at home, 10-6-6 overall, and they're on a 3-game losing streak right now. They're going to avoid the 4-game losing streak tonight, hosting Ottawa. They're getting their second win at home to improve to 2-4-3. Anze Kopitar has 2 goals tonight, and that's all the goal scoring in his final season. Exactly. That's all the goal scoring you'll see in this game in LA. Kings win this game 2-0. Give me the Kings and the under.
And just like that, that is your Monday edition of the Frozen Frenzy. I hope Chief hung around because it's time for another edition of the Immaculate Grid. We get the grid up, the music going.
The grid up. Let's see. Immaculate Grid. There we go. A little bit of baseball.
And here we go.
Kind of interesting this
Kind of an interesting match. Not exactly the who's who, Tony, of teams. Just trying to think here.
You can do Rich Hill for Orioles Dodgers.
Rich Hill on the Orioles and the Dodgers.
And I'm not really great with Orioles, so that may be like the most you're getting out of me.
All right. Take it easy.
I'm just saying, like what?
No, I'm just saying, dude. I'm kidding. Come on. Lighten it up.
Jake Odorizzi.
Craig Kimbrell, Astros and Orioles.
Orioles.
Oh, and yeah, Hill is 2%, by the way, too.
Oh, let's go, dude. Rich Hill. 2%, baby.
Okay, let's think about this.
Dead nuts?
Second, dead nuts.
Orioles, Giants.
There's guys.
I know there's guys, but you know.
you well, dude, there's guys.
Francisco Liriano, top left.
Let's see, Liriano. Let's see what we got here.
For Astros Twins is a good one.
1%.
Dallas Keuchel, probably more than that. Francisco. I'll just type in Liriano. There we go. I guess it wasn't spelled Francisco right. Liriano, 1%. Bang.
There we go.
We could do Giants, Twins, Trevor Rogers.
That should be pretty good, you would think.
I guess you could also do it for...
Oh, no, or is it Tyler Rogers?
Tyler Rogers. Tyler Rogers is definitely what I'm thinking.
Let's see.
Taylor Rogers. Taylor Rogers.
Good thing I'm doing it over here first.
Taylor Rogers.
Yeah, 7%.
Taylor Rogers?
Yeah.
Okay. All these fucking Rogers.
The Rogers.
Josh B had something dead nuts. Alex Cobb.
That's a good one.
You like that? Do it.
Yeah.
Send it. We can do Quintana finishing out this row.
Quintana was on the Giants?
Giants Brewers, yeah.
You sure?
Yes.
Why
you put it in? How much is it?
0.8.
Okay.
Oh,
let's go, dude. I thought it would be a little higher than that.
That is too high. Haters 22%. Let's see.
For Brewers.
Yeah.
Jonathan VR.
Jonathan. All right. For the Brewers and the Dodgers, I feel like there's a pitcher.
Zach Greinke.
Probably high.
Yeah.
19.
It's not too bad, but obviously for us, whatever Renee's making next door smells really good. I don't even smell that.
A little bit. Let's see.
Zach Greinke. Any other pitchers?
Boy, I don't know why. This one is like a weird mix for me.
No, it is kind of weird. Dodgers, Twins. Who have been on the Dodgers and the Twins?
Not Nomo, right? No.
Hideo Nomo?
Or Kadire? No.
Hideo Nomo is on the Dodgers.
I don't think he was.
I don't think he's on the Twins. Was he on the Brewers?
I don't think Hawkins.
I don't know if he's on the Brewers either. Shit, dude. Dodgers,
I don't think
Twins.
Bordado. Not Jansen.
Not Jansen.
Not Przinsky, right?
AJ Przinsky. J.A. Happ, maybe?
J. Happ, I don't. Was he on the Dodgers though?
I thought he was on the Dodgers.
No.
Damn it.
Let
me look at the peanut
Dodgers,
gallery.
Brewers, Colton Wong.
That's
a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one. 2%. Let's fucking go,
There we
Josh.
go.
Be locked in,
There
dialed
we go.
in. The dart at the back door.
The dart at the door. Let's see. So not Nelson. Oh, Jim Thome. I wonder if that's high.
Greg Gagne.
I guess go with that because Tome's 12%. So
Jim Thome. Oh, that's right. Jim Thome. 4%
Eric's
for
brother.
Greggy.
Who knows? But we move on. The gridiron, the music change. Yes, the Panthers and the
dart
Niners
in the
thing.
garage.
The
says
dart
Josh
in
B.
the garage, and I already have a good one here.
All right. Let's go to football.
Okay, so Jets,
Darnold.
Panthers, Mike Goodson. Jets, Raiders, Lamont Jordan.
There we go.
I just see this. Niners, Panthers, Chris Wanke. Let me just make sure on
0.4 for Wanky.
Yeah.
Top right, Mushin Muhammad.
I just typed it out. It's 15%.
That's a lot.
I don't know if Steve, but then again, I don't know if Steve Smith or Greg Olsen is probably better. I don't think so. But we could wait a second on that. Let me just see here. So for the Falcons, I'm thinking maybe Roddy White. Yeah, Roddy, 21%. Jones is probably higher. I don't know if Drake London is any better. Tony Gonzalez, we could check if he had. Let me just check on Gonzalez.
Ted Ginn maybe for Panthers TDs?
That seems a little strong. I mean, I'll check.
Seems a little strong.
No, just that he would have that many touchdowns. So Gonzalez didn't. We'll check Ginn. Let's see. So Ginn. Yes. There you go, Josh. Very
Panthers
good.
tutties.
Very good there. Very good.
Very good. Good job. Ted Ginn Jr.
It's Junior.
3% for Ted Ginn.
Okay.
Niners Falcons. Joe Cern.
Huh?
Joe Cern. This is like a play on words. Joe Mama.
Wow, that's a little.
Come on, that's from Chief, by the way, for Niners Falcons.
Wait. So what did he say?
Joe Cern for Niners Falcons.
No, I'm just saying I've never heard of him.
What did he say?
I don't know.
0.02. That's why you never heard of him, dude. Because he played in, I don't even know. He's from Kenosha, Bradford, Wisconsin.
And then there was a good one there.
1965. He says, Dead Nuts, Tevin Coleman. The boys are bussing for this football grid, dude. Hopefully we get them for hockey, too.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum. All right, we got 3 spots left. Falcons 10+ receiving touchdowns, excuse me. Raiders 10+ receiving touchdowns, and Raiders Niners. Kev do. Kevy. Black Friday sales are hitting right now, dude.
All right. Button it up.
Josh B says, yeah, right, Elo, I think for the hockey grid. Come on.
Niners.
Actually, I haven't even looked at it today.
Oh, boy. Alden Smith for Niners Raiders.
Alden?
Yeah, Alden. A-L-D-O-N.
Alden. O-N.
Yep.
3% for Alden Smith. Also played with the Seahawks, it looks like.
Yes.
Actually, I don't know. That doesn't really matter.
The Raiders, I'm just trying to think about this. Oh, Darren Waller, probably.
Chief said Tony Bergstrom for Niners Raiders, and then he says no.
What do you mean no?
I guess because why would you do that? He said.
Do what?
I guess to do Alden Smith
for 3%. What do you mean? Like, what did he look up something that was a 0.5? I mean, come on, Chief, button it up a little bit.
You accusing him of cheating?
I don't know. Oh, wow, Waller never had the 10. That's crazy.
Darren Waller
didn't have the 10.
That guy.
Tim Brown didn't. Michael Crabtree didn't. Trying to think about other guys. I don't think Jacoby Myers did either.
In the 10+ receiving touchdowns. It's so tough.
I mean, I guess we could just go Drake London.
Devontae Adams?
Because, Devontae Adams for the, let's see.
Oh, Drake London for you're doing Atlanta.
Yeah, but Devontae Adams we could do.
Would be 1,000?
No, just do it.
Devontae Adams, 35.
Tim Brown was 47. So I don't think there's a ton for that one. Roddy White is 20. Whoa.
Falcon Tutties. Ridley, Julio, Roddy. Oh,
let me check. I think Ridley would be the best. I completely forgot about
Calvin.
Let me just take a look here. Calvin Ridley. Okay, Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley did, yes, 10 touchdowns.
4% for Ridley.
Love it. Thank you, Josh.
Bang, love it. Thank you,
Go to the
Josh.
hardwood.
Go to the
Chief,
hardwood.
Josh, we need your brothers.
Steve, Josh, fucked up. Wow, first round draft picks.
Okay.
Let's go, dudes.
This shouldn't be a problem. So for the Raptors, Andrea Bargnani.
Raptors first round.
Yep.
Andrea
Bargnani.
What a douche. He's from Italy.
For the Grizzlies, Tyus Jones.
Tyus. 0.3.
And then for the Clippers, if you want to do Sean Livingston. SHAUN.
Good
right,
job, dude. Holy shit.
There we go. So I'm thinking other than Kawhi. Oh, I think Jakob Poeltl
for Toronto Spurs. Dead nuts.
Yeah, dead nuts.
Jakob. Oh, like with a
K. J-A-K.
U-B.
O-B.
Obi Toppin.
Poeltl.
All right.
Jakob Poeltl. All right.
Jakob Poeltl from Vienna. Went to Utah for college.
All
Is
right.
this guy a bust or what, dude? I guess he did 10 years in the NBA. Well, he was a 9th pick overall.
All right.
Jakob.
Let's think about
Josh, we said Danny Green for Dead Nuts.
Probably maybe would have been better, maybe not. But I think we could actually use Danny Green for
Spurs.
No, I thought he was on the Clippers. I guess he wasn't.
No.
Obviously Chris Paul, but I feel like that's probably a high.
That's retirement.
50%
after this year.
After this year.
Let's
see here. Like Griffin, 50%. Great. Great,
50%.
I'm just trying to think about other guys.
Wow, dude. Josh B says under the nuts. He says Danny Green too. Grizzlies.
I don't remember him on the Grizzlies, but I think he was, and it's 7%. Nice.
Danny Green.
Yep.
This Danny Green?
Yep.
Okay. 7%. Oh, okay, cool.
Let's see here.
Under the nuts. That's where Josh likes it.
Okay.
Come on. He said it. He said it.
A little bit of a force, though. A little bit. Just a little bit. All right. We got to keep you in check, Tony. Come on. Button it up.
Come
on. Okay. Pistons. Did... Huh. This is where it gets kind of tough.
Where's John Pollock? Okay, where you need him. Look, it's John Pollock for your Pistons.
The Pistons did Stuckey. Did he play for Toronto? No. Drew Eubanks, courtesy of Michael. Spurs
wow,
Clips.
dude. Spurs Clippers. Drew Eubanks.
Nice on a 0.3,
dude.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you.
Coming out of Oregon State.
Or Patty Mills. That would have been a good one.
Steve Novak
Detroit.
above the nuts.
I don't know why Detroit is tough.
Do you want me to start looking them up?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a couple things, but yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna do a couple things.
Yeah,
do a couple things like. couple things.
Okay, let's see. Detroit here. Oh, okay. Detroit and the Clippers. Tobias Harris.
Would you say Detroit and the Clippers?
Tobias Harris.
Michael says Reggie Jackson just now.
All right, do that one.
7%.
Nice.
For Reginald.
Thank you, Michael.
I'll see what you can get for Pistons, Grizzlies.
Reggie Jackson.
There's one super obvious. All right, this guy you should know. He was a first-round pick by the Detroit Pistons in 2013, 8th overall, coming out of Georgia.
It's so funny. I just was looking him up. Caldwell Pope.
Yeah.
Which team did he play?
This is for Grizzlies Pistons.
Okay.
He's with Memphis this year.
Yep. There you go.
Contavious. 3% for him. And then somebody had, Josh P said Marvin Bagley also for that one. And then he says Toronto, Detroit.
Yeah, do that one.
T-Mac. Who's T-Mac?
Tracy McGrady.
Oh.
I don't know why. I don't really remember what the Pistons 27, but 66. Pretty good. Can we get a 66 on the ice, though?
Yo, let's go.
This is where Josh B goes to have a dart.
We got the full crew in here, though.
But Josh B goes to have a dart. That's
Josh B, the dart in the garage. Let me get the NHL music going, dude. This actually doesn't seem that bad. Okay. All right. 30-win season for the goalies actually is not that bad.
It's really not?
No, why? Do you know some?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Penguins, Tristan Jarry.
Tristan Jarry, that's exactly what I would have said. They may be kind of high, but...
No, it's not.
8%. There we go.
Because I bet everyone did Marc-Andre Fleury.
Marc-Andre
Did he
Fleury.
do that for the Wild or probably not?
Probably not, but I know Cam Talbot did. Former Ranger great.
Yeah, another 8%.
8%. And then Lightning for 30 wins.
Who was the goalie during like the Marty St. Louis days?
Ben Bishop. That's who I would have guessed.
17, but I bet Vasilevsky's higher, and I don't think.
I would think so, right? Yeah, I don't know who else you got. I don't know. I don't know anyone else. Ben Bishop, 17, dude.
17.
And then moving over now to the Sharks, because again, this shouldn't be too bad.
Carlson?
For Penguins?
Yeah.
Eric Carlson. We do Eric Carlson.
A
lot?
50%.
Then let's do Marlowe.
Okay.
11%. Okay, there we
Nice.
go. We can do Ryan Reeves for Wild Sharks.
Okay.
And then we can do also former Ranger Barclay Goudreau for Lightning Sharks.
The Ranger, great.
Ranger, great. He may be a little bit, but I don't care. I don't really know many other ones.
Yeah, God. 29.
9.
Blue Jackets.
This is where things can get kind of dicey. I'm trying to think. I think Mikko Koivu played for the Wild almost his entire career. I think his last year, which was probably 5 years ago, if I looked this up, I believe it was with Columbus, but you may want to double check me.
How do you spell his name?
Koivu is Koivu. Mikko Koivu. Yes!
7 games, man.
7. Yeah. That was his last year, and then he's like, I'm fucking done. Mikko Koivu.
11%. Okay,
All right.
the Lightning and the Jackets.
Also, if maybe Anthony Duclair, dead nuts.
There he goes.
I think you're right on that one. I'm willing to bet on it. Yeah, 7%, dude. And then Josh B, correct me if I'm wrong, but did Derek Brassard play for the Penguins for a year? Because I know Brassard was on Columbus.
And the Rangers.
And the Rangers, obviously. Former Ranger and Duclair also.
He did play for Pittsburgh.
He did? And
Yeah.
Derek Brassard.
Yeah, he played for Columbus.
Let's go, dude. I think it's just
E. No, D-E-R-E. Yep. I just D-E-R-E-C.
1 R.
Oh, okay.
1 R. There we go, dude.
108.
108. Not quite
And
the 69.
Just like that. that is your edition of the Immaculate Grid.
We got through it, dude.
Pretty good.
What a great show, dude.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, wow is right, dude.
I know we already said it, but obviously, it was great to have Jake on. That was awesome.
Mr. Zimmer.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, shout out to him,
announcer.
dude.
Wow, man.
Like I said, dude, buttoned up on air, polished. Look on air.
Yeah. No, I mean, unbelievable. Like, if you didn't have like the camera on him, you would think he was like 40 years old.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
With
definitely.
The voice,
definitely.
Just talking. I should have asked him about like if he says it differently. Like, during the game.
During
Damn
the
it.
games.
Next time, though.
Next time. Yeah, I want to ask him about the home record too. Bruins at home, Vegas always fading them. Yeah, just because that was awesome.
No, I was just looking at Michael here.
He says, so Barnes, let me ask this. What happens if you get a high rarity score in the Immaculate?
A high meaning low? Like, I don't
know.
get
A high one, like meaning too bad. Like it's bad, I think.
I mean, it's beat, Michael. How about that? It's
not
like
happy. Yep, there it is.
Okay.
Should be fine.
Wow, Michael producing too. Talking to
How
you
about Michael? How
reading
about,
the comments.
like maybe go on a run or something today? All right.
Wow, dude. Pretty strong there, Tony. Huh?
What's with you in the strong word today, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah? Just because you're back.
All right.
I ain't rereading shit.
We were about to wrap.
It's
anyway,
a wrap.
But what a show. Disappointed, by the way, that USC couldn't beat Oregon, but what are you gonna do? Decent, Saturday of college football. Nothing crazy. Pitt upsetting Georgia Tech. Michigan over Maryland. Yeah, nothing too crazy. But and I'm excited for UConn and Illinois. The Michael Butka video on Friday. That's gonna be nuts. Especially you guys in the chat.
That's gonna be crazy.
What's your guess on what he's gonna do after that? Like, is it like a day block or nothing? Just rage texting? Like, what's your
I think we won't hear from him for a while, like a week.
But really, if you think about it, it's his loss, right?
Oh, it is his loss. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Of course it is, dude. And we're fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah.
Bygones be bygones.
Exactly.
But yeah, great show today.
Phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, thanks to Jake for coming on. That was great. Like we said, we'll definitely do it again. And big show coming up tomorrow. Let's tie up the picks with the TCA.
That's right.
But thank you all for tuning in and continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jane Costume, the merch at DowntimeTV.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games. Let's go Rangers! And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.